The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Hey everyone, it's Santana, and you are watching the DL Show only on Dave's Guitar Channel.
All righty. Welcome, everybody. Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Look at the chat's already flowing. What's the date today?
Oh, it's Monday, January 2nd.
It's the 2nd already? This year is flying by. That's awful.
That was a fucking joke?
Great setup, though. This year is flying by. It's the 2nd. It's an oldie, but a goodie. Anyways, welcome, Matt,
Hey,
Joe, and Krelba.
how you doing?
We got a good show for you tonight. Chuck should be here shortly. I'm expecting Chuck here shortly. And what'd you guys do for New Year's? Anything good?
Really just went to some friends, had dinner, hung out. I was in bed by 11 o'clock.
Nice.
Just watch a couple movies.
I watched Mikey and I was on YouTube.
Nice.
There's live streams I watch on Saturday nights, regardless of
all right.
if it's a holiday or not.
All right. I had a gig. I played down at Martini's in Plymouth. It was excellent. We had a fun time. We played till 2 a.m. Had a great crowd, a lot of fun. And it was fine. It was fine. Then Sunday, I just, what did I do Sunday? I did nothing.
Was that an acoustic gig?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, Krelba, you were mentioned at the live stream I was at. He was talking about
really?
weight loss.
Oh,
And I was like, I know him. I know that Krelbar.
yeah. Well, I got to get back on that. I put a few pounds on the holidays.
That's all right.
What's a few?
Probably like 5 or 6, 7.
Wow. All right.
50. I don't know.
Very good. Very good. Now, well, Chuck, who's not here yet, started Carnivore today. There's a lot of people in my Carnivore group who started Carnivore today. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with them. And it was really funny. Today, twice, 2 people in the gym came up to me saying how much weight I lost and, that it was like really good. And one guy came up to me, he does keto, but he does like a real strict keto. Mm-hmm. And he lost 105 pounds. He says he has 100 more to go. I was like, good for you, man. So it was good. And, any resolutions this year?
Oh, well, several. Say Happy New Year to Ricky Compton. He's telling us New Year. Happy New
Ricky
Year.
Compton.
New
Ricky,
Year,
what's
Ricky.
happening?
Hello, Ricky, Charlie, Hanoi, Andrew, Papa, Janice,
Yeah, the
Hi,
whole crew.
everybody.
John Boy,
Maurice,
Maurice.
and Chris. Yeah.
What did
everybody.
you have for dinner tonight?
I made a steak. So I had a sirloin steak, which had a nice fat strip on it that was so good. And I had bacon with it.
Mm-hmm.
I made an omelet. I made a gigantic omelet. I'm using up the rest of my cheese. Like I was eating 5 pounds of cheese a week, but I've had the same bag for like almost 3 months now. Wow. So I'm using up the rest of it. So I had an omelet and thick cut bacon. It got to the point where where you got like 3 or 4 bites left and you're taking a bite and you
oh yeah.
You're right. But even still, right now, it feels good. It's not like when you would get full on carbs,
right?
And you'd have to go to bed and drop dead.
No,
I feel fucking great right now. Look, the shirt that I'm wearing, I bought these shirts. I got a bunch of wrestling and horror shirts about 4 or 5 years ago, 4XL, and they sat in a drawer until within the last 6 months. The other night I took a shower, ice cold. I used to hate them. Now I love them. By the time it's time to get out, I don't want to get out. And I grab a shirt, and it got to the point where I used to say, that ain't going to go past my tits, or it gets to your stomach and it rides up and you hate that.
Yeah.
So I'm grabbing it and I'm like, man, that's big. That looks big. And it fits perfect. This 4XL right now is fitting like the 6XLs did.
That's amazing. People may not understand how good that feels, but I know that feeling.
It does feel good. You look amazing. When you're posting the photos, I'm like, holy shit.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm in a medium right now.
You look marvelous.
I got to go down there. My larges all look too big on me now.
Yeah.
Speaking about cold showers, today, have you guys ever done cryotherapy?
No, I would like to.
Today, I did it for the second time. You're in a cubicle, minus 180 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 minutes in your underwear. And I tell you guys, when you get out, you feel great.
No, you feel amazing.
Yeah.
You don't feel anything.
Well, no, they make you put on, you've got like booties and mittens on for your hands and feet. So you're not getting like toes and fingers like out of whack or anything. You put on like these earmuffs too. But, the 3 minutes goes by pretty quick. And you're like, when you get out, it's great for your circulatory system. And
I'm concerned about the prolonged shrinkage.
Doesn't happen.
Chuck, what's happening, sir? Good to see you.
Hello, gentlemen. Happy New Year, all.
Happy New Year.
Your thing's just going to take a second because, all right, good. It echoes for a second when you first come in and then it fixes it. Perfect. Great. Okay. Great to see you, Chuck. How was your New Year's?
It was excellent. Just walked in the house from an unexpected trip at work here, but it was good. I hope everyone else had a good one.
Yep, nice.
I started carnivore today.
Good.
Excellent.
Very, very feeling good.
Good.
Feeling good.
Nice. Did you eat dinner tonight?
I did.
Good.
I did. I had some chicken wrapped in bacon, smothered in no-carb blue cheese, mixed with cream cheese.
Nice.
It was delicious.
All right, you're going for it. I love it.
Does most blue cheese have carbs, or you have to look for the no-carb blue cheese?
Yeah, I had a look.
I don't think so.
Most cheese has very little.
Hey, Dwight.
Right, but I've seen some bags that have like 2 grams.
Yeah. But I've seen cream cheese that have carbs, and then the one I get has none.
Okay, and I also see
sour
Dwight.
What I actually did was because remember I was making that cream cheese dip I used to make.
Yeah.
And I looked at the ingredients, and I looked at the ingredients on sour cream. Cream cheese got like 22 things: xanthia gum, this gum, that gum. The sour cream was one thing. I'm like, okay, goodbye.
Yeah, I guess you just have to look for it because I know, like, I've seen some cheeses that have 0 and some that have like 1 or 2 grams. But
I stay away from anything that has 1 or more.
Yeah. Now, what about your guys' bacon preference? Because bacon's such a big part of this. I actually prefer like the thinner, crispy stuff with a lot of fat on it, not this thick, like chewy shit that's all lean and everything.
I like a Kirkland.
My thick cut isn't lean.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, as far as cooking it, I like it crispy. When it sits on the plate for a few minutes, it's crispy, not this like floppy, like.
Oh yeah, mine's all I cook mine to a crisp. Yeah, because it cooks in its own oil, its own fat. Right. And I like the Kirkland.
Do you have the YouTube muted in the other window? Because I'm hearing the double.
Oh really?
I think it's coming from.
I turned it off. I
thought it was coming from Chuck, but it stopped now.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Is it coming through and I say something?
Now I'm not hearing it.
Okay. Yeah, because
No, I think it's because I think StreamYard corrects it. Happy New Year, Daniel Wright. Everyone, Happy New Year. Let's have a good year and break. Now, so we had a lot to talk about today. Let me just see what was the other thing I wanted to. I wanted to go over real quickly because see, there it is again. I think it's Chuck. Chuck, do you have headphones?
Do I have them?
Yeah. I mean, is there any way you can plug them in?
I don't have them with me actually.
Oh, okay.
Why? What do you? Is it causing a feedback or something? Or
Well, every time I start talking, it echoes, but now it stopped again. I think once you start talking, it stops. It's a
I don't know. You want me to jump off and jump back on?
No, it's not that. It's the who else? Joe, you don't wear headphones either, but yours has never been really a problem because you have the mic. I think that's it's all right. We're good. Anyways,
you think it's my
unless
mic?
it's on my end and I'm hearing it, you guys aren't, but I'm not hearing it now.
No, I heard it a couple of
It's
times.
never been my mic before.
Right.
I got the same
All right.
setup.
I'm not hearing.
Yeah, no, you won't hear it because it's
I'm
yeah.
not hearing
All right.
that.
It's good. So I just wanted to talk because I always like to bring up cigars. I smoked a great cigar the other day, and it reminded me. I was like, we always talk about Connecticut cigars. Joe was smoking a lot of Connecticut cigars, but now he's been really enjoying the Oliva Serie V Milanio.
I tried the hot cake.
You like-
by the way.
Love them. That is my favorite cigar.
What'd you say about the hot cake? You found it?
I tried it.
Oh, what'd you think of it?
I liked it much better than the what was the other one? The
Intemperance.
Intemperance. Yeah, I liked it better
Yeah.
than that. Yeah. Still not, but god damn, it was expensive. I mean, like that 60 ring you talked about, it was like $12.
Wow.
Wow,
Wow, yeah, that's price. Well, the
You gotta
place
get
you
the cigarpage.com, brother.
Yeah.
yeah, 11.
We
11
pay like
change.
$10 for them.
Mhm.
They're
But
actually having a
The smaller ones were like 7, like the because they had 3. They had that 60. They had the thing that was about the same
Toro.
length, but it was thinner, and then the
Right,
one that
that's the
was
Toro.
the thicker but shorter.
Right, the Robusto.
Okay, there's that echo again. But yeah, I liked it much better than the Intemperance. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Intemperance is a Connecticut wrapper, and that is something that. Sorry, see, there it keeps coming back.
Yeah.
That is something that's like. It's definitely a bitter taste.
Yeah.
Chuck and I are not huge Connecticut guys, but we have our favorites. Anyways, I just wanted to go over a few for the year of the best Connecticut cigars that I smoked, and I'd say the best one for me. I'm just going to go right to number one. We can just go. The Henry Clay Warhawk to me is the best Connecticut I've smoked in a long time.
I gotta try that. You keep saying that's good.
You know what? It's very similar in look. It looks like. Well, why is Chuck? Can you mute when you're not like if you're not going to talk? Is there a mute button there?
Yeah, I turned
Hold on.
mine all the way
Studio,
down.
perfect. Okay. All right. Let me see if it stops echoing. So the Warhawk, the Henry Clay Warhawk, is it looks like the Cuban version of the Romeo and Juliet to Short Churchill, but it tastes like it too. And for me, that's a $15 to $30 cigar, depending. So the Warhawk at $5 on Cigar Page is definitely a great cigar. I also like the Tatuaje Cabaguan, but good luck finding it. We smoke it down at the Mr. J's. That's a really good one. The Roma Craft Intemperance is probably my third favorite, and then the Dunbarton Sombre Mesa Brulee would be probably number 4. Chuck, you have any Connecticut's that you want to bring up?
Yeah, we tried that Brulee. I'm with you on the Warhawk. I think it's the best Connecticut out. I think the Brulee is fantastic. Anything by Ashton in that cabinet line is literally top shelf.
Yeah.
Those are your big 3. And then I do enjoy the Perdomos. They were good everyday smoke.
Champagne.
And I do like the Romeo and Julieta Nicaraguan. That's a pretty nice one too. That's a pretty
excellent.
nice one too. I haven't had the Intemperance. I'm trying to get. We got one by mistake. Did we have? Geez, what's the one? What's the one we like with the wicked easy draw? I always forget the name of it.
Cavalier.
Oh, that's Cavalier.
The Cavalier. Did we have a Connecticut in that?
No, I never had a Connecticut of theirs in it.
I don't know.
No. Interesting. Yeah, those are all great cigars. So if anyone's out there looking to try a nice Connecticut cigar, I guess the Warhawk is the winner of the Connecticut. Of course, I would have a hot cake all day over the Warhawk.
Mm-hmm. Now, what kind of discount do you get on those on that cigar page?
A lot. I mean, I'm paying $5, $6 a cigar if that.
For the hot cake?
No, the hot cake I haven't found on there. The hot cake I usually get it for $10 where we go. We go to this place where the guy it's very inexpensive.
Well, that's not
he
much.
has the best
I mean,
prices.
yeah, because the one I got, it was like 10 and like with tax, it was like 11 and change.
Yeah, I mean that's not an everyday.
That's about
smoke.
right. That's about right.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, it's up there. I think that's what the Ash sells them for, but Mr. J sells them I think for 10.
Now, what cut
I
do you
think.
like? What kind of cut do you like?
I use the V. I use the wedge cutter.
Same one.
Yeah, that's what I use. Yeah, I just think that it keeps the integrity of the end of the cigar.
Now let me ask you.
I mean, we have a lot of lists to discuss tonight.
Oh, I was going to ask you one last cigar question.
Go ahead. So go right ahead.
All right, I've been having the torpedoes, and I love them.
Yes,
How much do you cut off for the torpedo when you're having one?
a little bit. Just like
Now,
just-
I'm having a torpedo the other night that was murdering me. Because
so you just cut more. You cut deeper. That's all.
and
Yeah,
nothing
that means you
coming
have-
up, but
you
I
didn't cut
noticed
enough.
when I turned it and chomped a little bit, all of a sudden the air could get through.
Sometimes you got to just roll them in your hand and squeeze and just try to make the air go through.
I had to take a week off. I had one a week. You know what it is with this being Florida, going from humidity to nothing to like 30 degrees was murder. I had like severe chapped lips, and the last cigar I had was like murdered my lips right here, and then whatever was hitting my tongue just like cooked my tongue. So I took a week off.
Things that can help you, Joe. Two things for sure. I love the O'Keefe's, the hand stuff. Get the lip stuff. It's great because I'm in and outside all day. Second thing, if you're having trouble with a draw, get a toothpick and poke the end of the cigar, open it up, poke it up a little bit, especially with a torpedo. It'll help you up a little bit.
Yeah, you know what I thought? I used to airbrush, and I was thinking, man, I got to go find my airbrush needle because that'll go right up the tube.
Right.
Yeah, don't be afraid to poke it a little bit. Don't be afraid. So
I'm gonna have one tonight.
Yeah, nice. It's an enjoyable thing. Like I say, to me, I like the hot cake's a great cigar. Again, for the year, I think the best cigar I had all year was the best non-Cuban all year was probably the Todos Las Dias for me. I just really liked that cigar. And I also had the number one cigar that was voted this year, which was the H. Upmann number 2 I had over the summer, and that's fantastic. But the H. Upmann Cuban cigars are all great. The Magnum 54, the Magnum 52s are all great. And so today we were going to talk about some, I was listening to some music, and I was like, this album, because when I go and do cardio, I listen to an album, and I'm like, wow, this album still holds up. And then I listen to some records, and I'm like, man, this fucking record, I was into this thing at one point. It's kind of silly. Today I listened to an album, and I was like, the good songs were good. They all had an intro to them that I thought was kind of like, I didn't remember it being so similar, every song having a similar intro. But anyways, we talked about the top 5 albums that inspired us or that we were really into that we still find enjoyable today.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Something that holds up for us of every decade, starting from the 70s.
I thought the email said starting from the 80s.
70s.
70s. You can make it up on the fly, Joe.
Yeah, 70s are easy enough. So, guys, anyone want to give me their number 5? Did you guys do them in order? It's hard to do them in order because any other day I like 5 better than 1.
I can't put them in order, but I'd say for the 70s, I'd put Rush 2112.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Van Halen 1. Alice Cooper, $1 Billion Babies.
$1 Billion Babies, eh? It's a great album.
That's a great album. And then after that, I'm gonna have to let someone else go because I didn't.
Isn't that Donovan on that song too? $1 Billion Babies going, we go dancing. Yeah, I think it's Donovan Leitch.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
on
remember.
that song.
I don't remember, but that album holds
it's
up for me.
And that's with Wagner and Hunter on that. Anyone else want to throw their hat what their 70s top 5 records were? I don't see. To me, I don't know if it's top 5. It's top 5 for me that when I go back to, I'm like, it brings me a joy.
I don't know. I can number them though. You know.
Well, I don't think he numbered them. He was just calling them out.
Yeah,
I gotta say, when you said 70s, and I knew 70s was included. For me, one of the first things I love Alice Cooper's first album, the one with the Ballad of Dwight Fry. I love that from beginning to end and over and over.
yeah. Killers was great too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like all his early records before 74.
I mean, for me, you could throw any Led Zeppelin, any Sabbath, any Deep Purple. I can't pick 5. Most of my list is like, for the 80s, I got about 23 here.
Yeah.
Do I look like I've ever had 5 of anything and stopped?
Chuck, what did you put in the 70s? Anything?
Well, I got 5 70s records what I would consider essential for me to listen to.
Let me hear those.
I have a very sentimental attachment to Dirty Deeds because it was the first cassette tape I ever got.
Okay.
Even though I love Highway to Hell, I think it's a better record. I have a more attachment to Dirty Deeds.
Now, wait, did you have that before the other records? Because I remember.
No.
Yeah, it didn't come out.
It was
over
released in
here.
the States in 81.
Yeah, it didn't come out over here until Highway to Hell was already out.
Yeah.
Over here anyway. So you had Dirty
Right.
Deeds before the other album.
I had it on cassette.
Wow.
I had it
Did
on
you
cassette.
you
Yep.
got it as an import then, right?
I don't know. I just remember I had it. And
Oh, okay.
It was cool as anything.
Oh, okay.
Another big 70s record for me is Animals by Pink Floyd. I think it's their best work. I could listen to it daily and never get tired of it.
I would think so, but I don't really think that's hard rock.
Well,
If you
when
wanna
you
say
said
hard rock,
metal, hard rock, and rock, you had said. So.
Right, leaning. Yeah, I guess.
okay. Well, I'm with Joe. Anything by Purple, anything by Zeppelin, even a lot of the early Priest stuff is fantastic. Kiss Alive, I think rocks, even though it's what it is.
Yeah.
Live at Leeds rocks, even though it's is that 70? I think, right?
It's 70.
Yeah, 70.
I mean, as far as metal stuff, I mean, honestly, hard rock, Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic's a great record.
Oh,
I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Rocks is better.
I don't. I think Rocks is great. I think Toys in the Attic, they've never been better.
Which is the one that has I'm
I'll
Back
tell you,
on
the
it?
first 4 albums, Toys in the Attic's my least.
Which is
Really?
the one that has I'm Back
It
on
is. What?
Which is the one that has I'm Back on it?
That's
Back in the Saddle's the opening
Back in the
track on
Saddle.
Rocks.
Yeah, that's a fucking killer song.
Yeah, but Back in the Saddle, Rats in the Cellar, and that to me that whole album is just
Sick as a
Last
dog.
Up
Child.
on my big 10-inch record and dance.
That's on Night. No, that's on Night in the Ruts.
What?
Dave's not a fan, but anything by the Ramones, especially the 70s Ramones, love it.
All right, so I'm gonna throw some of mine out there. I had Rainbow, Long Live Rock and Roll,
All day, all day.
which I think is a fantastic record. I have Foreign a Double Vision.
Ooh.
To me, I
That's
thought
metal.
Double Vision. Well, it's hard rock. Lonely Children is the greatest.
I don't know
That
if it's
riff on
hard
Lonely.
rock. It's rock.
Well, no, it's
pop rock.
it's rock. Well, it's rock. It's more rocking than Animals, and I love Animals. I'm not knocking
I know.
Animals, but
I just
Aerosmith Rocks was on my list. Black Sabbath, Paranoid, and I think the best album of the '70s goes to, in this genre, Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin.
Interesting.
I don't think you can say anything by Zeppelin because I don't think House of the Holy is that great of a record. There's a couple of dogs on it. I don't care for
Three's
the
not
crunch.
that great.
What's
Three's
that?
not that great. Three's
I
not that
like-
great either.
I like 3, but it's different, and I understand it's not really like a hard rock
It's
record.
not their
to
best
me.
stuff. It's definitely their. It's definitely not
Well,
their.
Out on the
their
Tiles
A
is
game.
great.
I got
Yes.
Kiss Destroyer because that's my favorite Kiss album. You're gonna argue with me all day, but I love that one.
Oh yeah,
The first 2
And I
Mountain albums, Mountain Climbing and Nantucket Sleigh Ride. I fucking love those. I can't live without those. Like I said, the first Alice Cooper. You got early Van Halen was at the end of the 70s. Shit, who else we got?
what was it called? Love You to Death. What is that Alice Cooper called?
love it to death.
Is it Love It to Death? Is that the first one that he's talking about?
Well, the first one was Pretty's for You. That was that.
I don't think he means the very first one though. The one with, I mean, that's a '60s record, isn't it?
Pretty's for You.
Didn't he change the band after like?
No, it's the same band, but that was when Frank Zappa was.
Yeah.
on his
Oh,
label.
it's not the same. Not the same as Billion Dollar Babies. Billion Dollar Babies. That's when I think that's the first record with Hunter and Wagner.
Well, they were maybe playing, but they weren't part of his band. They still had, the original guys. If you look at the album,
No,
it's
it's
the
not
original
Pretty
guys.
for You.
Well, that was the first Alice
Yeah,
Cooper album.
I didn't know about it until now. I
Oh,
learned.
really?
I'm this years old today when I learned that. No, Love It to Death.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought you were referring to.
Love It
Yeah.
to Death.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pretty's for You has the lamest cover too. It's just like some painting of it's really weird. It doesn't fit the band at all.
Krellbar, what do you have in the '70s?
Oh, number 5, I have Sheer Heart Attack, Queen.
Oh,
Definitely
Fancy.
hard rock. Yeah. It's,
Well, not the
And,
whole thing, but it
yeah, not
definitely-
the whole
I mean,
thing, but
clearly Stone Cold Crazy is.
yeah, Flick of the Wrist is pretty heavy too, and that definitely holds up. Yeah, so
All right, it's my favorite
along,
Queen record.
along with Chuck, I said Animals as well.
Wow.
So it's my favorite Floyd album. So
Me too.
yeah, and ZZ Top, Trey Hombres.
Fantastic.
It never gets sick of that. And Physical Graffiti,
Wow.
I had
Yeah.
down, and Paranoid.
Yeah.
To me, it's too hard because you can't even pick 5 bands really that you think.
Yeah.
I mean, there's too many bands to pick from, because all the stuff you guys said, I would agree with.
I mean,
the
shit,
Sabbath,
you
the
could pick
Zeppelin.
5 from each band.
Exactly.
I mean, I forgot.
But not
to
from
write
one decade.
Paranoid, Masters of Reality, and Sabotage. I can't live without that.
Yeah.
Volume 4, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, all of it.
Volume
That's
4
what I
and
meant,
Sabbath Bloody. I'm
Bloody
with you on
Sabbath,
those
too.
two.
Shit.
Yeah.
See?
Master of Reality is a funny album. Everyone loves it. I never found to me, it's like Toys in the Attic. I just don't connect with it. Toys in the Attic had what? No More, No More. That was a good song.
That one.
Round and round, no more, no more. The song
Yeah.
Toys in the Attic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
don't
a
like
great
that song.
I love that song. That's
You
awesome.
do?
Yeah. Uncle Salty was a great song. I thought
Yeah.
that had that really weird.
Uncle Salty told me. Yeah, what's her face
Yeah, but
stole it? Shania Twain stole it when she sang her song. That sounds just like it.
I think you could make a case. Round and Round's Aerosmith's heaviest song they ever did.
Nobody's fault.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you listen to it, it's pretty heavy.
It is. It definitely is.
I like SOS Too Bad.
Mm,
And it's too bad. Can't on Get Your Wings.
Mhm.
Great.
mm.
Great. All right, Jen. So the 70s, I think what I was looking for was albums that really meant something to you personally, which I guess is what we're doing. But we seem to all be just throwing out this so many great records that I understand, but it's like that's going to make it on every list.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So really, what's on your list? Let's go to the '80s because the '80s to me is the hardest one. And I'm just going to say this real quick: it didn't make my list, but it gets an honorable mention. And that is Billy Squier, Don't Say No.
I saw
It's a
that.
I was considering that.
It's a fucking great record.
I saw that
It's a-
tour. I don't remember who he opened for, but I saw him play that tour.
That tour, he opened for Queen, no? No.
Did he? Oh, I saw him.
Oh, was it that the tour before? No, I thought it was.
I can't remember who he opened.
Oh,
for.
wait a second. When Queen
What is
toured
Elroy?
the Hot Space, I know Billy Squier opened up for him.
He may have, but when I saw him on that tour, he opened for someone else that I saw in Indiana. I can't remember who it was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I gave him honorable mention. That's just because I predict he's not on anybody's list. Nobody had Don't Say No.
Nope, I considered it. There was one more.
Think about what a
Great
great
record.
record that was. Oh, it's
Great record.
unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
What,
Hold on,
and-
let me see what John Lennon thinks of that album. If I can find it quick.
Great record.
Excellent album. We learned a lot from
Great
it.
record.
All right, he says great record. Great record.
Couldn't tell what the fuck he was saying.
Okay, so who's going to go first this time in the 80s? And let me just say this. See, here's what the problem is. I was going to put Back in Black, but it's like Back in Black should be on every list.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got
And you know what? I can't really enjoy that album as much anymore because
real okay,
it
excellent.
shook me all night long. Has been overplayed.
Yeah,
to the
that
hill.
song I can't listen to that anymore.
All right. Interesting.
We're going with the personal, like the effect the record had on us, right?
Yeah.
Well, to me, it's both the first two Ozzy albums right off the bat because I just wore those out, learning everything on them. So,
Okay. What else do you got, Matt?
I had, man, like I said, I wasn't prepared because I I would say probably "Screaming for Vengeance" be one.
So I debated with Screaming for Vengeance, and I ended up thinking to myself, for me, it doesn't hold up as well as another album of theirs. I love it.
Yeah,
I
know
just
which
think
one.
when I listen back to it, it's very 80s.
Well, that's what we're talking about.
I know, but but like when you listen to Ozzy, it brings you back to the 80s, but it doesn't sound 80s.
Yeah.
When you hear that chorusy guitar and like Pleasure and Pain, I'm like, oh, come on.
yeah, well,
I don't know. All right, I love the album. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's a little dated.
mhm.
What else you got?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh man, what else is there? Well, really, I just think of the bands I was listening to, and it's not necessarily that
Oh, see, I was going more deep. So let me. Who wants to go next?
I'll do it.
Okay.
For the 80s, I'll go last because I'll read my whole list. It's shameful but beautiful.
Yeah. Well, this band, I only like their first few albums. Well, the ones that, like Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets, I have at number 5. That album was so big fun and not a week, and I don't get sick of it. I still listen to it. And I can't really stand Metallica past, Justice for All. But it is what it is. I mean, it definitely had an impact on me back then.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Florida, he said Metallica.
Damn, damn, damn.
Awful.
Yes. So next I got Women and Children First, Van Halen.
Fantastic.
And then I have Number of the Beast, Iron Maiden.
Interesting.
Then along with Matt, Screaming for Vengeance, my favorite Priest album.
Okay.
And I mean, this seems like a popular, there's just no denying these albums. It's like Heaven and Hell, Black Sabbath.
All right.
It's like, that's
Yeah.
I mean, even though a lot of us may pick that, it's like there's just no denying it's just a great album that's great to listen to again.
Oh, it's
I'd have to pick-
fantastic.
I'd have to pick Mob Rules over that one.
Yeah, and here goes the debate now. Which is better, Rules or-
There's only one song on Mob Rules that I don't like, and it's the very last one. And I don't even remember the name of it because I keep skipping it to go back to
It
Turn
over
Up the
again.
Night.
And it goes
again.
over.
Oh, I love that
And
song.
I do too. Sometimes I feel.
It's just
I love it.
It's just
I'm-
such an anticlimactic end to like a heavy fucking record.
I'll pop in, and then Chuck, you go next, and then Joe's going to go last. So let me just say, my list is probably not going to surprise anyone. Judas Priest, British Steel is my number 5. My number 4 is from 1981. It's the Michael Schenker Group MSG album.
I saw that one coming. I know you mentioned it quite a few
Number
times.
3 is an album by Whitesnake called Slide It In, which I think is just a monster. I guess I'm looking at records that I think are overlooked. 2 is Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. And my number 1 for the 80s is Peace of Mind by Iron Maiden.
I'm actually surprised you didn't put Van Halen in there.
No. I love Women and Children first.
Fantastic.
What's that? Chuck, you're up.
Fantastic. Okay.
Upshot.
So no particular order. I'll probably have more than 5. I didn't really rank them. I want to start with one that I think is I'll call these the must-haves. If you like any kind of rock at all, I think the first must-have you have to have if you like rock at all from the 80s is ZZ Top Eliminator. I think it's as close to a perfect album as you could ask for. I think you got to follow that with Dave's number 1, Peace of Mind by Maiden. I think it's their best album, head and shoulders above one of the toughest catalogs you're ever going to see. Priest, I got like a 4-way tie on stuff. I don't think it sounds dated. Screaming for Vengeance is awesome. I know Dave's not crazy about Defenders of the Faith. I love it, but I agree with him. I think out of all of them, British Steel, if I only had to pick one. Ace of Spades by Motorhead, Orgasmatron by Motorhead, Overkill by Motorhead. Another essential have to have 80s album, Perfect Strangers by Deep Purple. I think if you're a fan of any hard rock at all, you have to have that record. Mob Rules and Heaven and Hell. I can't separate the two except to say that Heaven and Hell has Heaven and Hell on it, so that's the winner.
First of all, let me just say a couple of things about what you said. Neon Nights is the best song on Heaven and Hell. Can we all be?
Yeah.
It's sensational.
Neon Nights is the shit. Okay.
Probably the fastest Sabbath song ever played.
Motorhead. I've done nothing but listen to their albums, but with you're nudging along with Motorhead. So I listened to a bunch of the albums. Iron Fist is their best album. You never mentioned Iron Fist. I think it was the best of the ones I heard.
Iron Fist is terrific, but it, like I said, it's just a little bit refined version of Ace of Spades.
I think it's better.
You know?
It's just the problem with Iron Fist is there isn't a song on it as good as Ace of Spades, but the rest of the album's better.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of Motorhead on your list.
Yeah. I got to say, one of my 80s albums that I just thought of that is like, major, like, wore it out was Permanent Waves, Rush.
Oh,
That album I wore that out, man.
Moving Pictures.
Well, you can choose a ready guide
Mm-hmm.
and some celestial voice. But if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice.
Made the choice.
Genius.
I like Moving Pictures better, but they're both fucking great records.
Yeah, Free
They are.
Will's my favorite Rush song.
I'd say it was excellent.
Really?
Ace of
On
Spades.
that
Love
album,
that
Natural
record.
Science is the shit.
Yeah, no, I used to. That was probably my number one song on that album.
Yeah, it's the best.
Mhm.
My two favorite Rush songs, Red Bud Cheddar and The Trees.
All right.
Ah,
Well,
Hemispheres.
the trees is on what? Is that Hemispheres?
Hemispheres.
Yeah.
Hemispheres.
Which is
And
my
it has
favorite Rush
4.
album.
It's a great album.
Great record. All right, Joe, it's your floor.
All right. Now, this is in no particular order. I got the first Skid Row album, Skid Row. I love that one. I got Perfect
89.
Strangers, Iron
you
Maiden,
and-
Killers, and the first
Killers?
Iron Maiden. I love those two. Those two are very special.
Well,
to
I
me.
think Killers is a lot better than the first one, but yeah, Killers is great.
I got Mob Rules, of course. I got Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman.
Yay.
Two
Holy
great records.
Diver. How do you not have Holy Diver?
Great
diver.
record.
You know what? You're right.
My probably
And
my
Last in
all-time-
Line was just as good, I thought.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But for me, Holy Diver ekes it out a little bit more. My favorite, probably thrash album of all time is Anthrax Among the Living.
Interesting.
I got Power Slave because that was the first concert I ever went to see, so that was special for me.
Fantastic album.
For me, Defenders in the Face and Screaming for Vengeance are like bookends, and mentally because of the album art, so I just see them as A and B. I got Operation Mindcrime. I must have, if I had $1 for every time I listened to that, I wouldn't be going to work tomorrow because I'd be fucking retired. Back in Black, I got Appetite for Destruction. I got Out of the Silent Planet and Gretchen Goes to Nebraska by King's X. I fucking love them to death.
Yeah.
Um,
I almost put them on my list.
yeah, I got Tesla, Mechanical Resonance, and the Great Radio Controversy. The huge Tesla fan. And finally wrapping it up, and there's more. I forgot Orgasmatron, but you know I love that one. I only picked one, so I went for Doc and Back for the Attack because it's got the Dream Warriors on there.
With
And I
a
fucking love that song.
Well, Freddy Krueger.
I like Kiss of Death. That
Yeah,
I
the
like
whole
the song.
album's perfect, but you know they beat the fuck out of Freddie, and he needed it.
I listen to a lot of Michael Schenker radio on Pandora, and they keep playing Dawkins songs. And it's funny because George Lynch, every time he plays a solo, it's this nice melodic thing. And then it goes from a melodic, like real tasty, I'm telling you, with a lot of finesse. And then it goes into
Right.
Kid at Guitar Center, where he starts tapping as fast as he can. It's like, what the fuck is he doing? Like you
I had,
had this great
something-
melodic solo, and now you sound like a 15-year-old kid trying a line 6 on fucking Insane.
The record
You know what I mean?
prior.
I forgot one record from the 80s that has to be in there too. Blackout by the Scorpions has to be in there.
Oh,
I had
great.
that. I had that lined up too. That's
You know
why
what?
it's
You know what
awesome.
song I heard
Has to
today,
be.
and I thought about it, and I said, "Do I add this album in?" I literally was thinking about that today because Dynamite came on.
The Robert Thing is great too.
Mhm.
fantastic.
Yeah, I could live without
Coming-
Rock You Like a Hurricane though.
Yeah.
But Coming Home is the fucking payoff. That lead in Coming Home. I love the way Matthias plays.
I
Big
think-
Matthias fan.
I think I agree with Joe. Those are bookends right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those are
Defenders of
bookends.
the Faith. Is the Sentinel on that record?
Yes.
I think it opens with the Sentinel, doesn't it?
Freewheel Burning.
You got-
It just
you got
sounds like-
Jawbreaker on there. You got
It
Jawbreaker
sounds
on there.
like they were trying to make the same album again. That's where I just don't, where I'm like, I don't know.
It's still
Yeah,
good.
but it's not, at least it's not like when Rage does the same album.
No, that's literally the same record.
I mean, you got Free Will Burning, Rock Hard, Live Free, Love Bites, Some Heads Are Gonna Roll, Jawbreaker, The Sentinel, Eat Me Alive, Night Comes Down, and there's two more they say. What else we got? Defenders of the Faith.
All right. All right. You know what? The 90s are going to be far more interesting, I think, because I think that's when, like,
Wait,
we
did you do your 80s, Dave?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I did. I started with, what did I start with? Let's take a look at what my list was. Yes, Judas Priest, British Steel, Michael Schenker, MSG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so the 90s, gentlemen. Let's start with Chuck this time.
I gotta check something here real quick. Excuse, can you come right back to me if you would?
Yeah, we'll start. We'll start.
doing a
With,
work
I'll
text.
start. How about this? I'll start since no one's going to know half my list.
All right.
My number 5 is a band that people will know, Rust in Peace by Megadeth. I think that's a pivotal fucking record. Just brilliant. Number 4 is Soundgarden, Super Unknown. I think that album's brilliant. What you won't find on my list is any Alice in Chains. And I like them, but they just didn't make the cut. Number 3, Imperial Drag, Imperial Drag. Fantastic record. I think it's one of the greatest records of the 90s. I saw the show at the Viper Room. Fantastic. Number 2, Corrosion of Conformity, Blind. If you guys don't know this album, especially Chuck, if you don't know the Corrosion of Conformity,
it.
Blind,
I know
it's an
Corrosion of
assault.
Conformity.
Does it have Heal My
It's an
Wounds on it?
assault, this album.
Does it have
An
Heal My
absolute
Wounds,
assault.
Dave?
Is that the one you
What's
made
that?
me listen to?
Does it have Heal My Wounds on it?
No, that's Albatross. And that's Deliverance. It's the album before that when they had the original singer. Yeah, that's the one I made you listen to, Joe.
Yeah, that's good.
It's fucking great. It really is like so much more energy than Heal My Wounds. Clean My Wounds.
Is it?
Yeah.
Clean My Wounds. Yeah, so much more energy than that. And my number 1, No Shock to Krellbar, 24/7 Spies, Strength in Numbers.
I'm just surprised it's number 1.
I don't even. 2 of them bands you mentioned, I never even heard of.
Well, I've got to do my list next.
Okay, go ahead, Chris. Is your number 1 my number 1?
Number 5 is Spies, Strength in Numbers.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
fine.
big Spies. Yeah, it was, but I like Gumbo Millennium too. But Strength in Numbers is the better album.
Gumbo Millennium's good.
Then,
I like Heaven and Hell on that album.
4, I've got Pantera, Cowboys from Hell.
That was going to be my number
Love that
1.
album. And for 3, I've got Super Unknown, Soundgarden
What?
as well.
Wow.
Yeah. But now at number 2, you said you like them, but it's not going to be on your list. I've got Dirt at number 2, Alice in Chains.
Yeah, it's not better. It's not better than
And-
Super Unknown.
Then number 1 is Rust in Peace.
Wow.
Yeah, that's that.
Come on, what
that's
I
a
got
great
4
album.
of your list on my list?
Yeah, Rust in Peace,
that?
Super Unknown, and Spies. You got 3 out of 5.
Oh, 3 out of 5. Oh yeah. Wait, you're gonna tell me? Wait, you have Rust in Peace.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have Imperial Drag, but that's okay because you really didn't listen to it until recently.
Yeah, because that wouldn't be fair. I love the album. You turned me on to them, and it's like I knew 3 songs. The first 3 songs on the album got airplay and stuff. But I didn't listen to it back then, so it's hard to say how it holds up because I just got exposed to it a few years ago again.
Yeah.
Well, I can say my top 3 because I didn't get to make my list, but I would say number 3 would be Rest in Peace, 2 would be Dirt, Alice in Chains, and number 1 would be Pantera, Cowboys from Hell.
Wow. All right, Chuck, you ready?
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
all these plumbing emergencies. I'm gonna start off the list with some. I'm surprised nobody mentioned it. Rob Zombie, White Zombie's first record, deal, La Sexoristo. I think it was excellent. I think White Zombie's much better than Rob Zombie by himself, although I like them both. I got to follow that with Super Unknown, a Bad Motor Finger, kind of tied from Soundgarden. I love pretty much everything they did. I think you got to look like everybody's going with Rust in Peace. Can't really argue it. Coming in at 2 for me would be Alice in Chains, Dirt. I think they were the band of the 90s, if you ask me, as far as heavy sound. And my favorite record, one of my favorite personal records, is Sacrifice by Motorhead, 1995. Check it out if you haven't. I think it's the heaviest record that came out that's quality. But I mean, again, I'm biased. I'm ridiculous with them. So
Where'd Dave go?
He had
I
to
don't know.
take a
We lost
shit.
Dave.
This is Dave's taking a shit.
Chuck's list chased him off.
Yeah, he wanted to go listen to some of
He
that
says,
shit. on
I'm
the
not
wall.
going to listen to this shit. I'm out of here.
it's what it is with the 90s. The popular stuff is the best stuff. I would say that more about the 90s than almost anything.
what you're gonna find is as soon as we get into 2000s, 2010s, I didn't really listen to albums.
I got nothing.
I
Songs.
struggled to find.
I've got a
my
couple in
my
2000s.
2010s. I have one album. That's it. I could find one fucking album.
I've got two, and it's just because I like the albums. In 2010s, it's hard to say whether it holds up or not because it wasn't that long ago.
Mhm. Yeah, I
I don't know.
can't.
2010's I don't know.
Yeah, I can't think of really.
It's
what I
also.
bought.
There we go.
Oh,
What
there it
happened?
is.
I don't know. The thing kicked me out, but then when I came back, my my camera was like dark. So I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell happened? Trying to fix it now, the camera, configure it anyway. Go ahead. I was listening though the whole time.
Oh,
Did
cool.
Matt go? Who goes next?
I already went.
Oh, all right. Well, is it me? Because I got a laundry list still.
Yes.
No,
you-
Jesus.
Well, what did Chuck? Chuck said something, and I almost choked. No, I'm kidding. Was it Chuck that just went?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who just went, Chuck? Okay, Chuck. What was your number? Oh yeah, because you said Alice in Chains, and I had to just disconnect. No, I'm kidding. What did
My number one record for the 90s was Sacrifice by Motorhead.
Oh, Sacrifice. Oh yeah. So you're a Motorhead fan. Any of you guys know this?
Absolutely.
Now watch. Now my camera's
There
gonna
you
blow
go.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, now
you're
you're
right.
oversaturated. There you go.
No, I know. I gotta get it back. There it is. Now I'm back. All right. We are back. All right.
The wild stuff.
We ready for my laundry list?
Oh, here we go. Let's
No
do it.
particular order. I'm starting off with King's X, Faith, Hope, Love.
There's that thing again.
I got White Zombie, La Sexorcisto. Yeah, right. I got now, maybe just me. I love these albums. I got Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. Alice in Chains. I got Stone Temple Pilots Core. From Pantera, I got Cowboys, Vulgar Display, Far Beyond Driven. I got The Offspring, Americana. I've got Queensryche's Empire. I fucking love that album.
Hard to find whiskey or a wife. What's that, Della Brown?
I love every song on that album. We're building
Wait.
empire.
Wait, when you say Alice in Chains, you mean their first album? Because their first album was
Facelift.
No. Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains is the third album. That's
Oh, is
the one
that?
with Grind and again.
Uh,
Gotta do it. The Three-Legged Dog album.
Yeah, the Three-Legged Dog album.
Oh, okay.
Where'd I go?
Which, by the way, Joe, I mean, Chuck loves that record.
I think it's their best record. I think it's their best record.
Left off of Queensryche Empire. Okay, Stone Temple Pilots Purple. I got Rob Zombie Hellbilly Deluxe. I got Super
Purple's
Unknown.
great, but 4 is also great.
What's
you know the
four?
album 4 with Down and Sour Girl? It's a great
Oh,
record.
Sound Girl.
Oh, yeah, STP.
I got Ozzy Osbourne, No More Tears. Sublime by Sublime. I love that album. Alice in Chains, Dirt. My favorite Megadeth album is Euthanasia. I just fucking love that album.
You love Train of Consequences, A Tout Le Monde.
I'm the two of them on. Black Sabbath, The Humanizer with Dio. So many people don't even realize that album's out there.
I forgot that. The song I. Oh,
And that's my favorite on the album. I got Buckethead Land, Giant Robot, and Coma. And then I end up, my last one on the 90s list is Sleep, Holy Mountain by Sleep.
Yeah, it's a good record, Holy Mountain.
quick question. If anybody knows, what record is Perry Mason on by Ozzy?
Oh,
That's
with
the album. It's the
Joe
album
Holmes
after
playing guitar.
No More Tears.
Is that, what is that, Osmosis?
Osmosis. Thank you.
Yeah.
Osmosis.
I would
That's
put
a
that
goodie,
on there
too.
too, because I love that one. Only Ozzy can make singing about Perry Mason awesome. What the fuck?
I didn't particularly.
Well, who's going to put in the case? Hamilton Berger? The guy hasn't won a fucking case.
He'll get us on the
They're
TV
giving
shows. We'll be
Perry
here.
all the credit, but Paul Drake does a lot of work. I want to talk about how much work Paul Drake does for Perry. No, thank you. Okay. All right, guys, 2000s.
Short lived.
Yeah, I got
Short
my-
list?
My laundry list
Yeah.
is end.
Well, I already know Dave's. Dave's. I
You
know
do?
Slipknot's going to be on there.
That's going to be number one.
Yeah.
All Hope Is
And,
Gone by Slipknot is my number one.
I knew that.
My number two is Iron Maiden, A Matter of Life and Death, which I think is a grossly underrated Iron Maiden album, and it's as good as their 80s stuff. It is a fantastic record. My third is Stone Sour, Come Whatever May.
Stone
My
Sour.
number four is Mudvayne, End of Things to Come. And my number five was Avenged Sevenfold, City of Angels. Only because that was my workout album for the longest time at Gold's in Venice. When I used to listen to that, I'd be like, man, this is just killing. Oh, Ricky, I can tell you that's going to be on Chuck's list.
Number one. Good call, Ricky.
Yeah, it's yeah. Like I was saying earlier, I didn't really listen to albums in 2000s. It was like individual songs, but every now and then I got an album that I liked, and I've only got two on my list.
What do you have?
I have I have Burning Organ, Paul Gilbert, probably his best solo album. That I love
Okay.
that. And the other one is Rated R by Queens of the Stone Age. Another
Well, that's a good
it
record.
came out in 2000. Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
good.
Awesome.
And I went through list after list looking at albums of each year in that thing, and I'm going that they put out an album that may have been great, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Or maybe I heard
Yeah,
one song. off
it's
it.
yeah. I mean,
It's
to
like-
me, you should be able to roll it off your head if it's that good. Matt, what do you got?
I got nothing, man. I think during that time period, I was listening to more just like solo.
Yeah, going
guys.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I can't really think of anything from that time period that really sticks out.
Chuck?
Well, best hard rock record of that era is The Blessed Hell Ride. Again, perfect album. Black Label Society. I'm with Krell on Queens of the Stone Age. I don't know when it came out exactly, but the album Like Clockwork by them is
Oh, that
as
came
good a
out in
record you're gonna get.
2004, I think. Came out
Yeah,
like
one-
Clockwork.
Like Clockwork.
Yeah,
Look it up.
Songs for the Deaf. Songs for the Deaf came out in 2001, I think. 2001.
They're
2002.
probably my favorite active band right now.
Mm.
Again, I'm mixing the 2000 and 2010s. Aftershock by Motorhead, sensational. And what's the Deep Purple one with the Walk On? The record that's got Walk On it.
Oh,
That's
geez,
the 2000s too, I think.
it's not Bananas, is it?
It might be. I just,
Rich.
I'm kind of with Matt.
Stupidest name for an album. Stupid name for an album.
Yeah,
Bananas?
that's about it for me.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, do you have a long list? Oh, 9 you
No.
said.
I've only got 9. And
Okay, let's.
a couple of them.
Only
are
9.
the
At
same
least you
artist.
got 9.
Yeah, I got 2
By the way, there were
Ohm.
only 10 albums released this decade.
No, I
Joe's
got
going to be
2
mine
albums
of them.
by Ohm. I got Conference of the Birds and Pilgrimage. And a lot of these I'm on the same wavelength as some of you guys, but different album. I got Silence followed by a Deafening Roar and Get Out of My Yard by Paul Gilbert.
Wow.
For me, it's
What's
Black
the album
Label-
that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
I
6,
Am
7?
Satan. That's
yeah, what-
Burning Organ. That's Burning Organ.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's on the cover playing. Yeah, it's a great record. Go ahead.
I Am Satan.
For me, the Black Label Society album I love the best. I like Mafia.
Mafia's great.
I got Addicted by the Devin Townsend Project. I love that album beginning to end.
Yeah, he's great.
I got 2 by Buckethead. I got Enter the Chicken and Electric Tears. And my list ends with what was kind of a comeback for this band, Brave New World, Iron Maiden.
Oh, great record.
I love that
That's right.
fucking album.
But
That's a great
you
record.
gotta listen to A Matter of Life and Death. I think it's a step up. from
I've heard it. I didn't like it as much as Brave New World.
Really?
It's not bad, but Brave New World was just for me.
What's the Wicker Man on? Is
Yeah,
that Brave New World?
I think Brave New World. Yeah, you
Okay.
said the
Well, I know
picture
it's not a
what
matter
was
of life
special
and
to
death.
us. For me, this brought me back to Maiden, and this brought Maiden back to everybody.
Right. Right. That was the album with that Dickinson came back on.
Yeah,
Yeah, see,
So-
I saw all these albums when I was going through the list, but I just didn't listen to them. Like I never listened to Black Label Society, really.
Oh, you got to listen.
Not
You
saying
got
I
to
do it, don't.
get Blessed
I-
Hellride is worth the listen.
Yeah, I know a couple.
It's
I know
a-
a couple songs on the radio. It just.
Can I add one?
It was a weird time.
Go ahead.
The Devil You Know by Heaven and Hell, which is basically Sabbath with Dio
Right.
and Vinny Appice. That's a good record. That's a good record. That's about the only
Yeah,
thing
it's
I
the
can think of
it's
off the top of my head.
the band's called Heaven and Hell because because they couldn't use Black Sabbath, but it's the Mob Rules lineup.
Yep. There's a great live DVD out of that of them.
I saw them. I went to the tour at the Greek.
Yeah, it's great.
I forgot to put in Ultimate Sin because I went. That was my first. That was my second concert. Ozzy at Ultimate Sin.
All right, here's what we're gonna
Go ahead.
we're gonna thin the crops now. What do you have for the 2010s?
I got one album. That's it.
Anyone else have anything for 2010s?
I got two, and the criteria
the story?
is how it holds up. Hey, it's a joke.
Thanks, Joe.
Joke.
Joe, thank
What?
you for that. I want to thank you for laughing when I said that. Go ahead, Krell.
Yeah. Anyways, so I mean, it's hard to tell whether these hold up or not. They're not that old, but I mean, like albums, I like the Winery Dogs album.
I was going to say the
that
same
came out,
thing.
and Firepower, Judas Priest.
Oh,
That's a heavy album,
Yeah.
and it's more old school than
I have 5 albums for the 2010s.
wow.
Anybody else have 5? I
I'm
will
glad
say
I
this.
wasn't the only one.
I will say this. There's 2 doubles of bands. My number 5 from the 2010s is Iron Maiden, Book of Souls. Number 4 is Ghost, Infestissimum, however the hell you pronounce that fucking record.
Love Ghost. Yeah, I got to jump on the Ghost thing there. Yeah, because I have everything they've done.
Number 3, Anthrax, Worship Music, is a fantastic record from 2013. Number 2 is also Anthrax. It is For All Kings, which I think is their best album they ever did, and it's 2015. Number 1, which I think I'm going to get an agreement from Matt, is Ghost, Meliora.
Yeah. I'd say
That
yeah,
album's fantastic.
for the 2010s, any Ghost and like the Winery Dogs were probably my best picks of the decade.
Meliora is such a great, if that's how you pronounce it, I don't even know. Lost and Found, by the way, Elroy is a great record. Yeah, but
I guess I
that's a
looked it
great.
up.
What's that?
I'm gonna say I looked up Like Clockwork. It's actually 2013.
2013
that one.
came out. Wow.
All right.
Yeah, I stopped listening to Queens of the Stone Age after Songs of the Dev. I like those 2 albums, and then the third one, Little Queenie, I think, the one with Little Queenie on it. What was that album? It didn't really do it for me like the other 2 albums did.
They got it. They're hot and cold. When they're good, they're great. When they're cold, they're just weird.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen
I've
the
seen
interview
them.
with? Go ahead.
I was to say I've seen them live, and they're sensational. Josh Homme's everybody. He's probably the most talented guy going right now in rock. Like I said, they're probably the best active band. But what does that say about the state of active bands right now? In
Yeah, I know.
rock?
Last
music's
20 years were
dead.
kind
What band
of
is
pathetic.
that?
Music's dead.
Yeah, last
What
20
band are
years
we
were
talking
pathetic.
about?
Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, not really a fan. I love Mastodon.
Oh, I
Forgot
love
about
Mastodon.
Mastodon.
I didn't know what to pick by them, but I would have put them on the. Their
Leviathan.
new album is fucking great.
Leviathan is big by them, but I don't know what year it came out. I want to say that's 2010s too. Leviathan by Mastodon. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I didn't know when it actually came out,
Didn't
but
I
it
have
gave
Mastodon
groups.
on my list?
Yeah.
Did I have Mastodon?
No, I don't.
Oh,
think
I
so.
took them off. I had them on initially. The one with I can't remember the name of the record. Anyways, so also I wanted to discuss like a lot of people make comments because we're worldwide here on the web. This is the World Wide Web. And we always talk metal, rock, whatever. So, I mean, I could have a conversation. Anyone that knows me personally will sit there and know that I can talk R&B, I can talk jazz, whatever. I listen to everything all the time. I don't really have I'm not like a metal guy as much as, I mean, I could listen to, anything. It doesn't matter. But a lot of, there's a lot of British music that we don't really, that doesn't really reach the States that I like. And there's a lot of Australian music. There's music all over the place. But everyone always makes comments because they're all British bands that we all love. Sabbath, Zeppelin, Deep Purple. So I put out to you guys, what do you think the greatest American rock band is? And then after you tell me who you think it is, I want you to argue for them because I would have said no. I want you to tell me why you think that is, because I have a pick, and I think that not every album's perfect. I mean, their latest stuff is terrible, just like everybody else. But let's go around the horn here. Let somebody else start. Krell, why don't you start? Greatest American rock band.
Gotta say Van Halen.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, are you saying Van Halen, Van Hagar, Van Halen, or are you saying Van Halen, Lee Roth?
Van Halen, Lee Roth.
Because they're two different bands in my eyes.
Yeah, they are. They should have been called something else.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, that goes without saying.
The mighty Van Halen.
As the greatest rock band of all time from America.
From America.
Interesting.
Better
Better
than
than
Night Ranger? Two more that could.
Hey,
I love Night
don't
Ranger.
knock Sister Christian.
I love them. I'm not even joking. They have about the same amount of good albums, 6 or 5 or 4. No, Night Ranger had 4 good records. All right. That's better than Dokken, huh? No. I mean, Van Halen was great. Are they the best? Let's find out. Matt, who do you got?
Well, initially, yeah, I was going to say Van Halen as well. But if I were to pick an era, I would say from first album to Night in the Ruts, Aerosmith as well.
Basically 70s Aerosmith.
Yeah.
That was the second one. I said there are really 2 bands that can argue between, basically.
And that was the other one?
And maybe a third. Aerosmith. And,
okay, so yeah, I was going to say Van Halen as well. But then when I thought about it, I was like, well, wait a minute. Who's another great American? Because so many are British that we like, and you can't even say, well, yeah, Randy was American, but Ozzy's British, so you can't pick that.
Sure.
You can't put the Blizzard stuff. So yeah, I'd say it's between Van Halen and 70s Aerosmith for me.
Interesting. Well, I'm going to say mine because Hugh Caldwell just fucking said it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's Kansas.
Really?
I think it's Kansas by a long shot. I think those guys, if you ever listen to their records from the first 5 or 6 albums, how the fuck do they remember those parts? I'm listening to it going, what the fuck? Forget about it's nuts. But you listen to songs like Born on Wings of Steel or Song for America, that band they're fucking great. I mean, they're like really ridiculous. I've been listening to nothing but Kansas for the past week, and I'm like, these are the greatest. I would put that band against any band in their heyday. In fact,
they're a great band.
There's a great story where they opened for Aerosmith and Steven Tyler started fucking with their, like, pulling plugs on him and shit because he's a douche. And one of the guys in the band's like 6'5", grabs him by the throat, and they were like begging him not to kill him. And then after that, they never had a problem with the band again. But I mean, I don't know if you guys are into them at all. Listen to them.
Oh yeah.
They're fucking great.
Oh yeah.
That's my pick. Chuck, who do you got?
Tossed it around a bit. I got three. I did ask Dave one thing today. I said, do the Eagles count as rock? He says no. So okay. I think on body of work, you got to go to them.
They're not rap.
Well,
Well,
no, I
yeah,
don't
they're
think they're
not
not they're not rock, but they're not.
Not
I mean,
hard rock. I get it.
Not that I was saying they were hard rock, but yeah,
But
no, they're a great
You
band.
didn't specify the genre.
No,
You
no,
said
I
American
didn't. I don't
band.
remember if that's what he was talking.
He
I
just
thought he
said
was asking me
American
about
rock.
the. Actually, he might have asked me if the Eagles work, but I thought we were talking about the other list, not for American rock bands, but for could the Eagles be on our other list?
Eagles is a great choice. I didn't even think
I
of
would
that.
say them. I would say the Eagle. I mean, I can give you my four, my Mount Rushmore. If you went on just body of work, you got to say the Eagles. If you're going to say Kansas, you're going to say the Eagles over Kansas. I would say. I can give you my pick. Would be ZZ Top.
I knew
Yeah,
that.
Just on the influential. That would be my personal. If I had to pick one American band to listen to, it's ZZ Top. I got a soft spot for the Doors as well. I think half their stuff is great, the other half of it's good. And then I agree with Matt. I think you got to go early Aerosmith if you're going to say like Big Boys on the Block. They really couldn't be touched for a while, you know.
Mhm.
That's my four. With an asterisk for Credence.
Asterisk.
All right.
What about Bob Dylan?
What about him?
He's not a band.
Only when he had the band.
Joe, what do you got for yours?
Well, I said the Doors, but if you could break it by genre, like Chuck was just doing, I got the Doors. That's classic. I like 70s Kiss, but that's just the kid in me that's that loves them to death. Thrash, I got to go with Anthrax. I love them. The boys from Bayside like me. And my friend came home. My friend was a cashier at what the fuck was it? Grand Union Grocery Market. He comes home one day. He goes, "You ever hear? Do you know what an Anthrax is?" I said, my eyes lit up because I was huge. I was huge into Anthrax. I said, "Yeah, they're a fucking metal band. They're awesome." He goes, "Yeah, they were in line in the supermarket today." They were like, "Hey, we're Anthrax," and my friend, nothing about rock and roll. He's like, "That's nice." I was like, "Oh," but yet when there's a video, Scott Ian posted on his Facebook back a couple of months ago about Old Bayside, and my friend linked me to that. And I said to my friend, I said, "He's parked a block from my house. He's pointing out all the places I grew up in." So he was literally parked a block away from my old house. I love, and I honestly, I think they could have been the greatest American band if they didn't get tied up in legal stuff. Boston, what they did put out, I loved. I know a lot of people think it's generic, but I thought it was great. And
I don't think they're a band.
They
Because
weren't?
the first album, there's only one song that's the band. Let Me Take You Home Tonight. Everything else is just recorded with the drummer and what's his face?
Tom Schultz.
Tom
Schultz, and then the singer sang on it.
Sib Habisham.
Yeah, so they weren't really a band. Like they flew them out to LA and added one more song for the album, which that was the one they played.
Dave, just come out of the closet and say it's Motley Crue with Theater of Pain. You know you want to say it.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Motley Crue. No.
It's a fucking joke.
Where's the other clip? Dave, you don't know shit.
No,
Fuck you, Dave.
So speaking of not bands, another one I bounced off Dave earlier. Where do you put Steely Dan?
They're not.
Wait,
a band,
what's
really.
buffering? You know what? Because I don't. What's? Are we buffering? Because isn't that internet?
I don't know. I'm not looking at the.
I'm
fine.
I'm doing fine.
Looks fine to me.
I haven't had nothing either.
I think we're fine.
Yeah, I don't have
Hmm.
any problems.
All right, let me take this opportunity to go check Mikey. He's been out there for over an hour by himself.
What did I do here?
I'll be back.
All right,
Yeah,
go ahead.
so
Do you think?
apparently, a chat is saying we're buffering.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
says
Yeah.
buffering
So
is
it's
bad.
buffering. That's your own personal computer. That's not here.
I haven't seen
You
any.
says no. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on your provider too. It's like it could be that as well.
What about your sole provider?
Fuck you, Dave.
So
That had to
provider,
be
is that
for that
Michael
joke.
Bolton?
What's that? Yeah.
Is that Michael Bolton? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Awful. Awful.
Oh.
Anyways, so I've been watching a bunch of live Kansas this week. And like I said, I can't believe like the musicianship in that band is top drawer. They really were good.
Oh yeah.
And I like the one song when what's his name came in,
Steve Moss.
Steve Morse, and wrote with Steve Walsh on All I Wanted. That was a cheesy 80s song, but I love it. You know,
What about Chicago with Terry Kath on guitar?
great band.
Mm.
They're another great band. My issue with them, it's like each album had 2 songs, and the rest were a lot of filler. And then when you get to the greatest hits, it's like, well, thanks for taking it 2 songs off every album and making an album I can listen to.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say mostly
That's-
because Terry Kath. You know,
Yeah, well, he was great. Oh yeah, Steve Walsh is awesome, and I love John Elefante who replaced him. But Walsh is amazing.
Fire with fire. Dun, 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 dun.
I like Perfect Lover, that Elefante on the Greatest Hits album they did.
What year did
recorded
Terry Kath die?
77?
78.
Oh, okay. Because I saw
Well,
them in Chicago.
Yeah,
one
77, 78. It's right at either at the end of the year or the beginning of 78. I thought it was 77 he died, but no, 78
In
because I
that
think they put
neighborhood.
an album out to him. Yeah, Danny Serafin was a great drummer. I think the drummer for Kansas is a great drummer, Phil Ehart. I think he's fantastic.
January 23rd, 78.
Okay, yeah, like I said, I knew it was either the very
Yeah.
end or the beginning of the year. Wow. Yeah, I mean, they're a great band. A lot of great songs. I love Terry Kath's voice. I think he had a great voice. Although there's a great video where they're playing with the Beach Boys and they're doing "Wishing You Were Here," and fucking, you can just tell that he does not like singing that song because Terry was like the rocker in the band, and when
Yes, the
when
same.
they started doing all the slow songs and he had to start singing them, he was not happy. And you could tell he's like, empty the dun, 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 so far. And then he just turns around and looks at the drummer when they're all going, ooh, but his look on his face is that of contempt. It's great. So Chicago really nice. It was good.
Some bad shit going on Monday Night Football. What's going on?
What's happening with Monday Night Football? Hey, hold on a second. I'm going to run to the loo. I'll be right
Again?
back. What's that?
Again? I thought you already did that.
No, that was before the show.
Well,
No,
once a month.
when you checked out on us.
What's going on
There
with
was
the
3.
Monday Night Football?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, don't just throw that out there. Leave us hanging. Don't play with guns, kids, unless you're Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Trio is a good drummer.
Yeah, Squire. Yeah, I don't have a decent stereo system anymore. I haven't had one in years. I just listen through a Bluetooth speaker.
That's what I hate about these new cars, man. You can't get one with a CD player anymore. Everything's got to be.
Mine actually has one.
Exactly.
Mine has one. I bought mine in 2017. It's a 2017.
Mine still has one too. But anything I see that's new anymore, it's all got to be like you got to plug your phone into it or something. Or
Yeah.
And
USB.
there's no volume on anything anymore either. You can't blast something anymore.
Yeah,
unless
they
you
don't-
modify it.
Yeah, stock stereo systems aren't allowed anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's ridiculous.
No, I
It's
like to.
ridiculous.
I still like CDs, man. I don't like streaming
yeah.
shit. I don't like.
Yeah, I still have my CD collection.
Yeah, so do I. And to me, there's even DVDs. I still want the actual thing. It's like even if you can get it on streaming, you don't get like the special features that go on it or the behind the scenes stuff and all that junk. I like those extra.
The liner notes.
Yeah,
The liner notes,
Yeah,
I like that.
I like having the artwork. I like having all the stuff that comes with it, not just like being able to I don't want to own Air. I want to own the actual piece of art.
Yeah,
that they made.
I've got like all the Stooges on DVD.
Oh, you should
Yeah, they do.
watch this documentary called "Give Me Danger." It's a Jim Jarmusch or whatever his name.
Jim
He did
Jarmusch.
Jarmusch. He did a documentary on the Stooges, which is pretty good. I mean, they do a thing.
They had to
and
give him CPR.
at the end. They show all the album covers of all the bands that these guys influenced, and I was like, "Holy shit! I had no idea." And they show clips of them, and they're all acting like Iggy Pop or something. It's like it's a cool film.
Oh, well, when I said Stooges, I meant the Three Stooges.
Oh, I thought you meant the bands.
The complete.
I'm only
You
5
didn't-
foot.
You didn't say the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
You said the Stooges.
Ball.
Well, there can only be one Stooges, and that's three.
You got to be specific about this.
There can only be one.
The Stooges.
So wait, they had to give CPR to somebody on the field? Does anyone know what the hell he's talking about?
Yeah, something
I'm
happened.
not watching.
Monday
Are you
night.
looking it up?
Well, do you have a heart attack?
he probably got vaccinated.
Yeah, I'll look at. Yeah.
Oh,
I
got
heard
the-
Kansas, and he was like,
You're
"Oh, you right."
What is it?
He said he heard Dave's pick of Kansas, and he said, "Oh, you right."
Right. Guy was like, "Are you kidding me? Dust in the Wind?" Which, by the way, is a silly
thought
song.
It's
Dave,
a-
I'll be honest with you. I only thought they had the one record. I'll be honest.
Oh, I'm telling you right now, Chuck, listen to, first of all, Can I Tell You Something is a great song off the first album, but the Song for America is like 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, I like them. I just was not aware they had that kind of a catalog. I just didn't listen to them.
Oh,
that
yeah.
often,
They've been around
you
since
know?
74. They put out 2 records in 75.
Ooh, he says it looks like he
Leftover came
died.
out in what's
See
that?
He says it looks like he died. Whoever this guy is, it
He died. I was
says-
just reading.
says it looks like he died.
He collapsed.
COVID vaccine.
Right.
Yeah, well, a bunch
Get
of
the
young
facts,
athletes
everyone.
are friggin' a bunch of young athletes just
Speaking of
saying,
collapsing,
Says, yeah, I'm watching it. Somebody says. Yeah, because I remember seeing football players die on the field all the time before this shit came around, right?
Unbelievable. Did he die? What happened? What?
It didn't say he died, and when I looked up, it's
Well, this
just,
Hanoi bomb says looks like he died.
Game suspended?
He's a safety, and he just had a tackle, and then he got up and he collapsed.
Perfectly normal.
Oh wait,
He plays 2 minutes in the game. That's exhausted.
oh God, that's not good.
He had a pre-existing condition.
You watching it?
Yep, he tackled the guy. He gets up, and then he just stands there and he falls backward.
Oh God.
They'll spin
That's
it
awful. I
somehow.
hope he's all right.
Yeah.
What an awful thing.
Yeah, it's like
It's happening all the time. They just don't tell you about it.
yeah,
All
and
the-
you know they're always quick to say, oh well, it's not proven. It's well, no one's investigating it. You know, they're just shooing it off. They always do that.
Of course, go get your jab.
Go get your extra boosters.
Yeah.
Damar Hamlin, that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, they literally are not playing the game. They're suspending the game.
Guy fucking dies on the field. You're gonna keep playing.
Well, I hope he didn't die. That would be a horrible fucking thing.
No, they wheeled him off in the ambulance. I guess. I mean, they should be able to continue playing. It's temporal. They shut down the entire game. That's a little bit of an overreaction.
Well, that's because I could be not telling you something that they know that. Oh, Hugh says it happened a few times over there in soccer.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like rampant in these sports. These people are young athletes. They're just dropping dead, and no one wants to admit it. But it's from these.
Hugh, are they dropping dead or are they just passing out on the field from exhaustion?
No, I'm telling you, they're dropping.
I know. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Anyways, no one cares about them. It's soccer.
Outside this country.
That's why
it's
no one in the
biggest sport.
States knows. They're like a soccer star died. We're like, yeah,
Yeah,
Pele, we know. No, another guy. No.
Yeah, but outside this country, that's the biggest sport in the world.
They sent all the players to the locker room. Really?
They may come back out. Though.
This sounds cold, but what was the score of the game before the incident? Dead. Really, Hugh?
We're going into sudden death.
Oh God! It was 7-3, 7-3 Bengals over the Bills.
Now, was
What
the guy
happens if
in
they don't finish
Buffalo
the
or the
game?
Bengals that passed
Buffalo,
out?
number 3, Buffalo.
Has a pulse, not breathing on his own.
Oh, this may be a case of like he just hit. Geez, it looks like he got hit in the chest, maybe on tackle, maybe.
Not breathing on your own?
Yeah,
That doesn't sound
Someone else just Hugh Caldwell says dead.
Yeah, well, he's saying the guys that play soccer, they just drop dead in the field.
Yeah. No, that's true.
It's unbelievable. Pull the hydra out of his veins. Did anyone watch like on TV? So Pele died,
Mm-hmm.
and when he died, somehow I don't know when this happened, but at some point his name's changed to Pelé because every asshole on the news is like, "Oh, Pelé was such a." I'm like, Pelé, the motherfucker's Pele. I grew up my whole life with this guy. The name's Pele. And now, like, all of a sudden, like, what did somebody from his family go, hey, asshole, actually, his name is Pelé. You tell us now? He's 83 and
years
dead.
after we heard of him. Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's like over here in this country, we've called Kiev all these
Now
years.
it's
Now
Kyiv.
it's Kyiv.
Yeah.
Now
all
that
of a
may be
sudden-
the right pronunciation, but over here it's been Kiev ever since.
When
I've been a
Atari
kid,
was
that's how it's
selling
taught.
Pele soccer back in the fucking early 80s, they couldn't have
Pelé.
said, hey, by the way, it's Pelé soccer. When they advertised it, they said it's Pele soccer. I don't know why So then there was one guy on the news, and he's just ignoring everyone and keeps calling him Pele. And I'm like, this guy I like. Keep this guy on the news. Everyone else is like, this is what, let me tell you why Pele is so important. Fucking played soccer, buddy. The guy played soccer. He made a lot of money. Let's not fucking take this guy down the fucking, like all of a sudden he's Christ. It's unbelievable.
How old was he? He must be late 70s.
Chicken Kiev.
Kyiv.
Well, Johnny has good news. He says they put him in the meat wagon, which I believe is the politically correct term for an ambulance. On his way, was saying it don't look good for him. Wow.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah, that's awful.
Meat wagon.
Did you guys ever remember an old Saturday Night Live skit? They had
Yeah.
the Hot Wheels meat wagon racing sets.
Yeah. That's what just came to mind. Here comes the meat wagon.
That's terrible.
By Hot Wheels.
Well, I hope
He's off to the glue factory.
he's an escape to victory. Wait, Dave, he was in Escape to Victory. What's that?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a Pele movie, right? Isn't Pele in that movie?
Escape to Victory.
You mean Pele?
Let me ask Joe, because Joe's back. Joe, let me ask you a question. Hold on, let me move you back over here because I'll be confused for the whole night. The soccer player that's from Brazil, he's an African-American, well, an African-Brazilian man. Do you know what his name is?
Pele.
Okay. Not Pelé?
No, Pele.
I know. On the news the other day, they were having a whole big thing about him because he died, and they were like, it's Pelé. It's like, it's almost like when they have the Hispanic newscasters and she's talking perfect English, and then she goes, and I am Maria Gonzalez. It's like all of a sudden,
Isn't that ridiculous?
they say their name, and all of a sudden they're Ricardo Montalban. I'm like, ooh, Master Blend 3. That's an Oliva. That's a good Oliva.
Yeah. That's tonight.
Always bring
Right,
Dave's
I mean-
concentration, wave a cigar.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, John.
Soccer film with Stallone. Are you guys all
Victory.
watching Tulsa King at all?
Not yet.
Show's great. I highly recommend it. It doesn't stop Pele or Pelé. But no, it's absurd. Wasn't there somebody else that died recently, and they were like, everyone's pronouncing the name, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Baba Wawa died, right?
Oh yeah,
Did
she
she?
died.
I
93.
didn't know that.
Wait, I thought she
Baba
died a
Wawa.
long time ago.
No, she just
Listen,
died.
this Mandela effect's got people dying 3 or 4 fucking times.
Wow.
Fucking ridiculous.
That's fucking fun.
She was still alive? Holy
Is
shit.
Mandela alive?
Fuck.
He died
The
4
best
times.
was an article I saw where
That's
the guy
great,
says,
Hugh.
how many times are they going to kill this poor bastard? Shit.
Damn.
Unbelievable.
Now, here's a show I've heard a lot of people talk very highly of. I haven't watched it yet, but it's Yellowstone. Any of you guys watch Yellowstone?
No.
No.
No, is that Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
I have a problem. I have a problem and anyone that knows me will know this. I have a problem watching period pieces.
Mhm. Well, that's
If
not a
anyone-
period piece. It
it's-
takes place now, but it's just more, like
Oh, it is? I thought it was like the 1923.
no. Well, I think there's a prequel kind of coming
No, it's
up,
gone.
but the show itself, I believe, is present day, but it's like a cattle ranch kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
But I
The
haven't
reason-
watched it.
What was that show that everyone watched that was like on, I don't know, was it HBO? That, with Peter the Dinkley. What was that
Game
show
of
called?
Thrones.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
So, like, I could never watch Game of Thrones.
couldn't
When I
either.
watch that
I
show,
loved
I'm watching the show going, what do they do after they go to the bathroom? Are they showering? How are they getting clean? And now they're kissing, and they probably smell like vomit and feces. I can't watch this. I literally cannot watch period pieces.
I
'cause that's
kind of-
all I'm thinking.
Well, that was more.
I kind of felt
fantasy
that
than
way
period.
about the Walking Dead, right? Where when you get these characters all screwing each other and stuff like that. When Abraham Ford and that girl, and they're screwing all the time, and I don't recall them jumping into a lake and fucking cleaning off.
It's like,
So,
you smell like ass, baby.
yeah,
God damn.
So
I can't watch them. I'm always thinking, like, I watched like the very first Game of Thrones, and I see this guy walking with a big fur coat in the snow, and then they're like by a fire, and all I'm thinking is that fur must stink like shit.
did
There's
a
no
cow
one
shit
getting
in here?
Is it? And honestly, I just want to go back in that time and go. Is anyone getting a decent wipe? Anybody? What are you using? Get the hell out of here! I'm going to vomit. I can't even think about it.
Well, it is called Game of Thrones.
They
so.
probably, think
Right.
about it though. They probably had methods to keep clean that are better than we have. Didn't kill us like what's killing us now.
Well, actually,
know.
who the Vikings in Europe were really into bathing, and that's why they went through Europe pretty easy because the women there were like, "Yeah, we'll be with this guy. This guy doesn't stink like a fucking toilet. What the
Doesn't
hell is
stink like
going
a
on?"
Frenchman.
Right? He's like, the big guy's like, "I like this woman. I'll take you too. This guy here can't get a good wipe."
Yeah, it's true though. People in Europe, they shower like once a week.
Ugh.
And this This guy came, a salesman came once.
I'm
selling
showering
some
once a
machinery,
dump.
and he was a French guy, and he was pretty rancid.
Yeah, smells kill it for me, man. I can't take BO. It just
It would be awful.
or bad breath even. Just
Yeah, but you walk
know what it
around
is?
somewhere-
Halitosis.
There's no reason for it. That's what it. There's
Oh.
no reason for it. I don't care what your standing in life is. There's no reason for it. None.
Well,
Not
except
bathing.
if you're in the 1400s.
Even then.
yeah.
There, you know, it's.
Well, get some flowers or something.
Right? What are they doing?
I worked in a comic shop. It was a little upstairs place, and we had this guy would come in, and when he'd walk through the door, I would just bail because I would go hang out there with my friend who ran the place. I would go bail, and I stood. My friend's like, "You got to stay one day. Watch what I got to go through." And as my friend would talk to him, you're like this. To help the guy,
that's awful.
you're holding your breath. Finally, my friend
Worst
said to him, "Look,
smell ever.
listen." He said, "My friend said to him, listen, I gotta tell." He fucking told him, "Dude, what are you doing?
What's he
There's no,
not?
there's no excuse for it. Get in
Yeah.
there."
Let me ask Roger. Roger, would you bang someone that stunk?
No.
There it is. There it is. Right. Could you imagine?
People carry things.
I mean,
with them
like I
to
said,
sleep.
I just think about it. It's just like, you know, when I like Game of Thrones, first episode I watched, I'm like, I'm never going back to that show. My whole mind is just thinking, how is anyone getting a good clean?
There
I
was some
just
good
fought
shit
in
on that
battle.
show.
I just fought in battle. Oh, okay. How many shits did you take today?
I know,
It's either
let me
you or
check.
that pelts. Either you or that pelts stinks like a fucking like a big dump. Get it out of the house. Oh Christ! That's why when you said, because there's a new show now and it's like the 1800s, and I'm even then like, do you have running water? I don't want to watch this show.
See,
Little
my
House on
thing
the
with those
Prairie.
shows, right? They got Harrison Ford on there. People weren't vigorous at 75, 80 years old at that time frame. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Well, he's playing someone much younger.
Yeah, but still, you know what I mean? What's he doing? You know what I mean?
He
Did
says,
any-
Ed Dana says, how about the chicks on Gilligan's Island?
Oh, they had the lagoon.
Yeah.
They took care
Yeah.
of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't banging anybody.
They cracked.
Who cares
no,
about
they-
the chicks on
they-
Gilligan's
they-
Island? On sitting there
shut
going to
down.
bed with the professor.
Yeah. They were
Are you
scissoring them.
kidding me?
Right.
It leaves.
You know the professor made some kind of a fuck machine out of coconuts and string and vines, right?
Oh, Hinkley.
Yeah.
No, the Hulk is around in normal time. I'm talking about the days when you couldn't, like, what were they?
Actually,
When did
Elroy,
toilet
he
paper
doesn't,
become the
because
fashion? Does anyone know?
He
What?
exudes gamma
When
radiation.
did toilet paper? When was
and that
toilet paper created?
burns up all the dirt.
When was what?
Toilet
Toilet
paper?
paper created.
Probably like early 1900s, maybe.
All right, so what were they using before that?
The Montgomery Ward catalog.
No, they were using the three
The
shells.
Sears catalog.
That's Judgment Day. Is that what it's called?
No,
He doesn't know how to use the shells.
Judgment Day, Judge Dredd.
No, but you're thinking
No,
Stallone. It's the Demolition Man.
Man.
Demolition Man. That's what
a
it
great
was.
movie.
Yeah, the Hulk wasn't on tonight. It got canceled for the game. So, what I want to know when the hell that was Sandra Bullock in Demolition Man?
Yes.
Yes. What was when was toilet paper created?
I'll look it up.
I'm about to look at
What
it.
were they using before? Like, was it like
I told
all of
you,
a sudden
Sears
someone like,
catalogs.
no, but someone seriously was like, "Hey, we should create toilet paper." What were you wiping your ass with before this fucking genius came out with this?
Well, the thing is that,
1857.
1857. Okay, it was a lot earlier. The thing is that the idea of using paper. I mean, like there was a whole process for paper. They're probably like, hey, look, we're not going to create something just to wipe our ass. We've already got paper in these catalogs.
Okay, wait. This is great.
Sears
What did
catalogs came out
What
way
did
later.
people use before toilet paper was invented? Leaves,
Thank you.
I was going to
Pine
say
cones.
leaves.
Pine
leaves,
cones.
sticks, moss, sand, and water were common choices.
How do you
Damn.
wipe your ass with a stick? That's gotta
No,
hurt.
hey, Jimmy, I just took a shit. Bend over. Let me hit you with the sandblaster.
I'm just
What
gonna
the fuck?
rip this stick of my crack and see what happens.
Oh,
God, there was a
Wipe
hemorrhoid
before
problem.
Toilet paper.
Oh,
It
geez.
doesn't do wonders for your hemorrhoids.
Is that where the
Start
expression
stick,
"shit
ceramic
shit into
pieces,
the stick" comes
ceramic
from?
pieces, and bamboo spatulas.
Yep.
What is it?
Bamboo
I think you're better off with the 3 shells.
Right. See, now I've ruined it for you, Joe, because now when you watch a period piece, you're going to be like, these guys aren't getting a decent wipe. Like, no one's getting
That don't
clean.
bother me.
Can't watch it. For me, it's disturbing.
Now the funny thing is, I was actually watching the Witcher, which is kind of a period piece kind of thing like Game of Thrones, but they actually show him going and taking a bath and paying to
really?
take a bath. Yeah, so I'm thinking that wow, they would at least think, okay, the Witcher's keeping his ass clean.
Right. That's good to know.
Well,
How
for
about
that one
this?
time.
Wait, toilet paper was used to shout Gardeloo and throw it out the window. What? Anyways, I watched a movie the other night, guys, and I wish I didn't. I watched the movie Thief with James Caan from 1981.
Oh,
It basically stole my fucking 90 minutes.
Mhm.
It's a horrible joke. The movie's terrible. It's a Michael Mann film. Have you guys seen this movie?
a long
No.
time ago, I think.
I don't even understand it. Like, it just seems he seems to cause the problem, and it's very crazy. Although there's a younger Dennis Farina in it, which is pretty funny.
Who got hit so hard the heart stopped?
Oh, that football player.
Really?
Yeah. It
That's
may
a
have
thing,
stopped
huh?
his heart.
That's unbelievable.
Well, I saw a hockey player take a puck to the chest once, and his heart started beating irregularly, and he collapsed on the ice. He did.
All right,
fine
guys, you could
afterwards.
start your own band using any singer in history, in rock history, to be your singer. Who are you choosing? And now, clearly, I'm not asking you who the greatest singer is because, you know, one person can like somebody's voice and somebody can be like, that's like, you know, nails on a chalkboard. Obviously, the instrument's going to be different. So, whose instrument do you like? Whose voice for your band?
Star
Chris
Child.
Cornell. Chris Cornell.
Really? See, Chris Cornell to me is a tough choice because Chris Cornell's Soundgarden's fantastic. Chris Cornell Audio Slave is washed up.
Well, that's because I mean they weren't a good band. So
But it's like Freddie Mercury. Freddie
I like the
Mercury
song Like
yeah,
a Stone.
Freddie's.
early, fantastic. Wait, what happened? He died? Rod Stewart. Rod
Vanishing
Stewart.
Point. Elroy, Vanishing Point isn't that good of a movie.
He might be right, though. It could be better than Thief.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, I love Dennis Farina. Crime Story. Coverdale, says Eric Johnson. They don't have to be alive. Just you pick them in their prime. All right, that's it. You pick them in their prime. So then his Chris Cornell comment is good because Cornell in his prime was fantastic. Not that it matters because if you like his voice, like I love Gary Barden. I don't know that he's a great singer, but I love his sound of his voice in the MSG records. Who do you got, Chuck? Who's your go-to singer that you would love to have if you had a band?
Do you count Elvis?
No. Well, you could. He's a singer. You want Elvis to front a band?
No. If I'm gonna front a band,
Ooh, Burton Cummings. That's an interesting one. Ooh, Bruce Dickinson.
I would lean Dickinson or Coverdale. One of those two.
Oh, interesting, because they're very different singers to me.
Two different sounds, but you get both the front man and the voice with both of them.
Over Dio.
Yeah, yeah. I love
Andrew
Dio.
Collins.
I might just want Dio, so I'm not the shortest guy in the band.
You know, but I thought about Dio, but the thing is, it's going to sound like Dio. You want it to be your band.
Right.
Wow.
Well, Dio was in Rainbow.
Yeah.
He was also on Cheers.
I'm not picking Dio. I'm only picking him for his height. I have to think of someone else. Although Dickinson might work for that too. I don't think he's very tall.
Okay, Cat, get down.
Well, you could say Halford, but again, now you're going to sound just like Priest, Halford. You know.
Well, fight.
I'll tell you right now, John Bush was a great singer. Any John Bush fans?
I won't say I'm a huge fan. I think he's a great singer, though.
But he had a great voice. He was excellent in Anthrax, and he was great in
Armored Saint.
Armored Saint. I love Armored Saint. Anybody?
I'm going to go hair metal and say Mark Slaughter. Why not?
Really?
I liked his voice.
He's not bad.
Yeah,
And I like those two Vinnie Vincent albums, Vinnie Vincent Invasion.
Oh, God. Back on the Streets wasn't a bad song.
Let me ask you a question. Who looks more masculine in a pantsuit? Hillary Clinton or Vinnie Vincent?
Yeah, what happened to that?
You know what's a
guy?
good album I forgot to put on my list?
Transitioning.
The Ace Frehley Trouble Walking was a good album. I love that one.
Ace.
So my singer is
His name was
probably one-
89.
is one you guys. I mean, we never even talked about this band, but I love this band. I've got all their shit. It's a guy named Justin Hawkins from
From
Darkness.
the Darkness.
Yeah, I just like his voice.
Now, Dave did a listening thing. He Barbarian, that song in
Yeah.
the listening room that you did, Dave.
And I hated it.
Yeah, and it was really weird. But they had that hit song, "You
Mhm.
Believe in a Thing Called Love,"
Mhm.
and Dave hadn't heard that song.
Uh-huh.
He's never heard that song. Apparently, it wasn't big on the West Coast. He said.
Oh, okay. I remember hearing it enough when I lived in LA.
It was
Really?
like around 2004.
Yeah.
You
But
know
their
who
first
else-
album
who-
is great.
You know, you could have a cool band with Leslie West.
I was going to say that, but
Really?
yeah.
I just think it's a cool sound. You know?
He was great on the guitar and vocal.
Yeah.
And that also, you know, who's also good on vocals, that's also great on guitar
Bruce.
is Zach.
Oh.
You know, Zach Wild.
Sometimes I think he tries to sound too much like Axl Rose, though.
I think he tries to sound like Ozzy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
A deeper
Still
voice
one.
Ozzy, but it's
Uh.
yeah. Well, Ozzy's on that.
Oh, okay.
That's Ozzy going.
That's Ozzy?
Stillborn. What?
That's Ozzy?
On Stillborn, I'm pretty sure that's Ozzy.
I don't
Hold
think
on.
so.
let me-
Shit, is
It is.
it?
Absolutely, it is.
I think it's Ozzy. I always thought it was Ozzy. Hold on. Yeah, I always thought it was.
I think it is.
Let's see. It's also what he says. Ozzy featured in the song singing the chorus,
Okay, so of course.
which is the. I'm telling you, that was Ozzy. It sounds like Ozzy. It's also higher pitched than Zach's voice, which, like I said, Zach sounds like a deeper Ozzy.
See, I fucked up.
No, Blue Nile.
I thought that song was on the other album I chose. So I'm adding this one in.
Blessed Hellride.
Blessed Hell
Blessed
Ride.
Hell Ride and
Blessed
Mafia.
Hell Ride.
What's the hit on Mafia? There's a big song on that album that I like.
Fire it up.
Messiah, was it?
That's
what
what,
is
I
it?
thought this
Fire it
one
Suicide
was.
Messiah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
messed
that's
up the yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm putting
Suicide
both
Messiah.
on my
Well,
list.
Suicide Messiah is on Blessed Hellride, isn't it?
I don't think so. No.
No,
I think
Mafia.
so.
Okay, then it's Mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah. think Fire
Oh, I
Up
love
Son
that
Mafia,
song.
Suicide Messiah. Blessed Hellride, Stillborn, Final
The
Solution.
last album was pretty good too.
Yeah. Oh, Blessed Hellride's excellent. I've listened to that a million times.
Funeral Bell. I
Yeah.
mean, the album's loaded. The album just loaded.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to that record, you know what? The songs are good. His guitar playing on those records are really great. Like his sound is good. Like there's a solo I heard the other day by him, and I'm like, he did the Randy thing where he was playing the solo on both sides, like he played it twice. And I'm listening to it going, man, that's a fucking tough ass solo to play once. What the hell? I mean, it was so articulated. Whatever.
Articulate.
No, because he wasn't. You can't say he was so articulate. Can you say articulate? I don't know.
Precise.
He plays with a lot of precision. Also, I don't know if you guys ever seen Kansas when they're doing "Carry On My Wayward Son" live. Yes. There's a video for it. How the hell did he not get into a band with Uli Roth? He's the blonde Uli Roth, the songwriter there. What's that guy's name? Kerry Livgren is like the polar opposite of Uli. They're like a blonde version. And when he started losing his hair, I'm surprised he just didn't put the big bandana on.
It gets wider as the years go.
Exactly. I noticed Uli, you started with a 1-inch bandana or on a 4-inch.
Yeah.
Now it's a do-rag.
Now it's a skull cap.
Right. But he looks just like him. But I'm telling you, that band. Go ahead.
He ended up going to Christian rock, I think.
Well,
he left Kansas
because the whole
Kerry Livgren.
Yeah, because he went Born Again, and then all the songs were, and that's I think why Steve Walsh left the band the first time, and then Steve Walsh came back when Kerry left, and they brought in Steve and Steve.
The Steves.
Stillborn. Oh, it's fucking great. That's a fun record, but his playing is really good. I like Zach's playing. A lot of times, well, he's he's a good player. It's not like listening. Like I get a kick when the Dawkins songs come on now because I listen to them to get to the solo, because it's the same thing every time. It's that nice melodic front half, and then the second half, it's like him trying to I can play. He's like Yngwie, but it's like the way a 15-year-old says it, and then he tries doing it, and you're like, yeah, can you not do that?
And whatever year that Live Sentence came out, put that on there too for me.
Oh, that's 83.
Okay.
Oh no, Live Sentence is 84. That's the live Alcatraz.
I could my list for the 80s could have been about 300 long.
Are you sure, Dave? Because I remember hearing that, I think, in 83. Live Sentence.
I thought it was live in Tokyo in 84. Hold on, let's take a look.
I thought 83.
I thought No Parole is 83.
I think they both are.
Could be. I just thought it was early 80. Oh no, 83.
Yay.
No, it says 84.
84.
What?
Recorded January 28th, 84.
Yeah.
Released
in Tokyo.
1984. Tokyo.
Yeah, and the only reason I thought it was 84 was because occasionally I'll watch on my YouTube them live in Tokyo and it says Live Tokyo 84, and I just assumed it was from that record.
Last question before we wrap it up. Last round table question. And you guys can keep going. I'm about to fucking fall asleep. I got to go back to work tomorrow. Now that it's 2023, anyone have any, their eyes on any gear, first piece of gear for the new year? Dave, you still think about getting that Soldano pedal?
I don't think so, unless I hear it and love it, because to deal with putting it on my board and maybe it's not going to play well with the others. I already have the other one that I really like. I don't think so. I don't know. And also, I'm not playing that much, so I'm looking to sell gear.
That's my boat.
You still selling, Crow?
Yeah, it's You know what? I've got to put those 2 guitars up again. I think they expired on Facebook Marketplace a while ago.
I don't really have anything I'm looking for. I mean, maybe a couple of pedals, but nothing that's like in particular I've got my eye on. I'm pretty much good. I don't, I just sold a bunch of pedals because I wasn't using them. So
I will say this: I got a phone call today from the guy that works on my guitars. He told me that he was stopping. This was about 3 months ago. He told me he was stopping. He has, for his health reasons and whatnot, and he's not going to be working. Then he called me today, and he was telling me about a bunch of stuff he's working on. And I'm like, wait, I thought you weren't working. He goes, oh, no, that lasted a month. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, so you'll put together a guitar if I want a guitar put together? He says, yeah. So I have a body. It's a Strat body that I'm thinking about picking up a new neck from Warmouth, another Wenge neck. It's a dark stained body. I'll do all black pickguard, black pickups, and we'll see. I might put something together. But the question is then, will I keep it or will I sell it? I don't even know. But I have this body that I bought. So, I don't know. I'd like to smoke better cigars this year. Not have a bad cigar. Let's try to have not a bad cigar this year. Oof. Although my first cigar I smoked what was my first cigar of the year? Oh, that was yesterday. Okay. Today I smoked a Camacho Corojo. It's not bad. I won't ever get it again though.
Do you ever buy a box of anything?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. I have a few boxes.
It's not like a couple of $100 or something?
No, it depends on who's which is. So I bought this one cigar called Wide, right there, the Wide, from La Perla Habana. The cigar was fantastic, and they were blowing out boxes for 60-something bucks. So I bought 2.
I just had I got a box of my Milano V's torpedoes delivered the other day. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh,
it comes in the box, in the wooden box. I treated it. I remember I saw that. And they got another sale on it tonight. I was thinking about getting the torpedoes.
Yeah.
But good. I'm like, do I want to go for another 80? But man, I tell you, when I get to that much left, the flavor gets better and better on those fucking things.
Oh, yeah. It's a great cigar.
I want to just I start chewing the fucker.
Yeah.
Suck it in.
We like that cigar.
Shit.
Well, what was that mystery cigar we had that had the life sucked?
Oh, okay, Hugh. Well, you'll get there, Hugh. Tuesday. You'll get there. What's that?
We didn't mention mystery cigar we did last week. That I
don't even want to bring it up.
Yeah, exactly.
It was fucking.
But apparently,
horrible.
it's a good cigar when it's good. When it's
apparently people like to fucking dump old stock down my throat, make me pay full pop for it. I wasn't happy with that day.
Yeah.
Are any of you guys married, by the way?
Nope.
No. What is it?
I know Dave's not.
No. I may as well have been. I was with the same girl for 28 years.
He wants to know because you're smoking cigars and hanging out with dudes. That's why he wants to know.
No, I'm just wondering.
And I've got a drum set in my living room now.
If you
look at Grandpa's room.
No, I didn't know that was your living room. No, I'm just wondering because if you were, I was just wondering what your wife thought about the cigars.
I could cry right now. Grandpa goes, look at the drum set in my living room.
Don't make me laugh. My back's
oh my god, it was the funniest fucking thing I've heard.
You're constantly fighting with that fucking cat. Come on.
So Joe, you're not married
Oh
either?
my god. Are you married? I got a fucking drum set in my living room.
That could be your man cave. We don't fucking know.
They called the game, guys. They called the game.
Wow.
He had to have passed.
Yeah. That'd be the only way.
So Hugh was saying, now listen, Hugh, because I want to walk you through something. Hugh's 80% carnivore, still have some veg. Now the veg in you is going to put some oxalates in your blood, some tannins, also makes it so you can't absorb some of the proteins you're getting. Chuck just went carnivore today. Chuck, how you feeling? I recommend
you this morning.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I couldn't believe how surprised I was. How I just felt more awake is the only way I could describe it. I felt like I slept better than I actually did, to put it mildly.
Yeah.
And I feel good now. A little bit hungry, but not like cravey hungry.
But you can go in the fridge, grab a piece of cheese, salt it up. But yeah, so I would recommend weaning yourself off you, and the trick is bump up your fat. That's all I have to say. And let me just say this. I don't know. Now, Chuck, I know you're familiar with making a short ribs.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you got to try this. You just make short ribs with just salt. You can't season it. Don't do anything. Just let it slow cook. But you eat that meal once, you won't eat another meal all day. The fat that's in that's in just the natural, that it knocks you out. It's like, oh,
And
I won't
what
eat
did
for
you
a
say?
week.
You do it at like 250 for 5 hours or something?
250 for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lone
Or
Star.
225 for 5 hours, something like that. Yeah.
No, I thought you said 250 before.
If I said 250, it's 250. I can't remember. I think I did. Yeah. Oh, excellent. Ribeyes. Yeah. Oh, ribeyes have such good amounts of fat on it. Like I just said, just make sure you're getting enough fat, because that's what's going to satiate you and keep you going. The veg you can cut out. It's a waste of time. I'll tell you that right now. In fact, do you understand that there are animals that have 4 stomachs? You have cows, sheep, and lamb. The first stomach in this animal is to remove the toxins that are in the plants that it's eating. So the best way to get the nutrition from the plants is to eat the animal that's eating it and getting rid of the toxins.
I was about to say, my food eats your food.
Yeah. It's like I said, you could be a vegetarian and eat a cow because he eats grass.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you get all the benefits.
Cat.
You get all the benefits with, you'll see. There's some videos you can watch that's in the group, Hugh, about oxalates and tannins, and it's very good. Anyways, how's your weight doing, Hugh? Have you lost more weight? And Chuck, let me just ask you real quick. Did you weigh in before you started? But you know what your weight is?
I'm going to say between 290 and 3
Okay.
Wow,
in there.
big boy.
Yeah, okay.
I do okay. I never go by the scale. Just
Right, you want to go by the weight. Yeah.
How I'm looking, how my clothes are fitting, body composition.
There you go.
You should,
you
you,
know-
should
I know.
Number.
you should start though, just because you're going to be amazed at how quickly it drops.
Yeah.
I
It does.
got to lift tomorrow, so I'll jump on the scale. We got a nice scale.
I
at the
know
gym.
you're
I'll
not
go
lying.
first thing.
And it's a daily thing.
Awesome,
You
you.
notice, like, I mean, up to a pound to 2, maybe even 3 a day sometimes.
It is crazy. I had 2 people approach me today in the gym saying to me, "What the hell am I doing? Like, you're so lean." I'm like, I've been doing this carnivore thing, and one guy actually is going to go from keto to doing it. And then, so I was talking to a few friends of mine about body fat, because my scale says I'm now 21% body fat, and it's probably a little high. I'm probably a little less than that, but I don't care. I'm using the scale as my guide. Like, if I want to get to 15 on my scale. So they were like, "Well, you can go get your body fat tested at another place." And I'm like, why would I? I don't care what it actually is. I'm only just using this
you're
as
gauging it.
a gauge. I'm just using it as a gauge. So, anyway, so I'm going to try to get down to like 15 on my scale, which will probably take me to about April. But, oh, I didn't even notice Eric Johnson said he just bought a box of the Oliva G's. Yeah. No, you can't eat too many eggs. I eat at least 3 a day. I've eaten up to 12 a day. You can eat them. In
My
2
omelet had 7 in them tonight.
Oh, you failed to mention that. That's a big omelet.
Fucking
No
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
Hell, a 3-egg omelet.
And with a pound of cheese, that's a lot of fucking. That's a
Yeah,
lot of eggs.
but I only do the 1 meal a day. You know,
Oh, okay.
if I have a
OMAD.
snack, the snack I have is the pork rinds, and that's really nothing.
So I'll tell you a cheese that goes really great in eggs, besides cream cheese, because cream cheese is awesome. Farmer's cheese. There's a brand called Friendship Farmer's Cheese. 0 carbs. it's a real soft cheese, but I'm telling you, it makes the eggs taste so unbelievable. It's so good, and it's fat, which I love fat.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you noticed, Chuck, but I'm still drinking out of my grumpy as fuck cup. I love it.
I did notice.
It's fucking great. But yeah, so Chuck, eat up the eggs, whatever you. A pepperoni, yeah, pepperoni's great. I don't know if you saw the comment from Dawn today in the chat between us.
I didn't, because at work, as soon as that goes
You
off,
didn't read it, but basically he was complaining that he didn't know that the guy at the deli didn't know if it had carbs in it, and I'm like, this is and not to knock, no one knows who I'm talking about, but let me just say this: when somebody asks me to help them with their diet, I will always say yes. I always say yes, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do it for you. I don't want your diet is not my responsibility. You know what I mean? So when Chuck came to me and said he was going to do it, I said, whatever you need. And so Chuck will call me on the phone and ask me questions. I answer him. But he's doing all the work. Not coming to me afterwards saying, can you write a list and tell me what I can eat? No, you know what the hell. You know what I mean? It's like, watch the videos. Back bacon. I don't know what back bacon is. But so I'm like,
Canadian
bacon. So that was my issue. My issue with that was, well, he's in Scotland. He back bacon. He's in Scotland, so I don't know what he's calling what that would be in Scotland.
Haggis.
But my issue was, I don't want to do your work for you. Like, I'll do anything you need. You want to talk about food for an hour on the phone? Call me. That's fine. But don't then sit there and bitch at me because, like, I don't want to hear. He's like, oh, well, fuck carnivore. Okay, don't do it. What do I care? I say don't do it. Now I'm not going to be bothered by you anymore about it. Why do I have to hear about it? Like, if you're not going to be willing to put the work in, you know how it is, because you just like training with dudes. They'll sit there and say, I don't want to, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. I just want to get big legs. Okay, good luck to you. Go get them. Go get those big legs doing fucking, doing calf raises.
You know what I want to pick up, but it's good for you too. Sardines. But they gotta they're all packing them in oil. Get the fucking oil out of there.
Yeah.
So I don't want. Did you put it in soybean oil because you knew it was healthy and you want to fucking kill me?
Right. That's it.
Whatever in olive oil.
Just put it in water. It came out of the fucking water. Just leave it in there with it.
Oh, he's saying this guy probably passed.
Oh, geez.
No, so it's more loin of bacon. No, we get. I buy the huge. I go to Costco and get the 4 pounds of bacon at a time.
Oh yeah.
Do you like oysters?
No. Me? No.
I like the cooked oysters. But yeah, it's tough finding them in water too.
But look at if you haven't started a diet or you're thinking about it, thinking about getting healthy, cottage cheese is high in carbs.
Yeah,
it's got like 5 grams of carbs. It's too much. So no cottage cheese. Can't do it.
You're better off with goat cheese.
Yep. Oh, goat cheese is so
better
good.
too. Tastes way better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I smear a little bit of that on the fucking pork rind.
The trick to the whole thing is to not spike insulin. And Matt, how many days are you now, Matt?
Let's see. I started like mid-November, so I'm about 6 weeks.
Oh, okay. Because today, right now, is my day 59.
How's your sleep? I've been getting the best sleep since I've been a fucking teenager.
Oh yeah, I can sleep for 5 hours and wake up and be fine.
Yeah.
Full fat milks are no good. Too many carbs. You could do cream like I'm doing right here. Heavy cream. Can't see it, but that's what I'm doing. I put this in like diet root beer, and next thing you know, I'm drinking root beer floats all show.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, I gotta fucking go.
All right. Yeah, we should call the show.
I'm gonna fall asleep on the fucking show.
He's gonna pass out. We're gonna have to send you guys home. So I'm going to find out what that guy. I hope he's not dead. That would
I
be
just
an
checked.
awful
They
thing.
said it was temporarily suspended. They didn't say he dropped dead.
No,
I
someone just did.
checked.
Well, Eric Johnson just said, I think that Hamlin dude died on Monday Night Football. Very sad.
Why does he think that?
I'm not sure.
He's probably
12 minutes ago. Bengals versus
Hamlin.
Bills Monday Night Football game suspended after Buffalo's Dama Hamlin suffers scary injury. Didn't say he's dead.
If he was dead, it'd be all over everything. I would
Yeah,
think.
and that's from 12 minutes ago.
Well, his comment
They
only
gave him-
came in 3 minutes ago, so maybe something changed.
He's 24 years old. Unbelievable.
I guess we'll know by next Monday.
He was given CPR, so that's got to be fucking something.
Yeah, well, that means you're not breathing.
Yeah. How hard was he fucking hit?
Well, he was doing the hit and he did the tackle, but it looks like I have to watch it again. It looks like he took a shot to the chest.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Alrighty.
All right,
Good
Jim,
night,
that's all for
everybody.
me too.
Oh, yeah, that's
got a
bad.
cigar to
I
smoke
just watched
and
it.
I'm
All
going to bed.
right, everyone. Listen, have a great night. Absolutely. Thanks, everyone, for
Good
hanging
night.
out with us. Thanks, everyone, on the show. Chuck, I'll see you tomorrow night. Krell, I don't know if I'll see you.
You got it.
I'm
You gotta-
going to have to
right.
rehab my back.
All right, guys. We'll
All right,
see
go
you next
rehab
week.
your back. All right, everyone. Let me just pull up the queue here. I'll see everyone here next week. And very good.
Say good
Very
night.
good.
Okay, goodbye, Ted.
Goodbye.